Kofobi wants to be the party in some thing. And one of them audios be very despicable. And sometimes I'm asking if there's still a leadership channel. And somehow can affect the cohesion of the party. You understand what I mean? Yes. And someone can a dear before and me go back come the abana the be a pinche.
Nasabo party a party or encourage amount for some common.
And I'm saying
sometimes woman call for crime or more yin same film or bois a haley.
But you see, the situation is set a maybe my say we are looking for better and some looking at solutions. You try to bring the personal angle, I try to push it. Because you being till I'm better. I know my capacity, I know my training, I know my background, and I know what I can do for my party.
EpaHoaDaben.
Issue statement to be, I think just after thank you Tony Bar on hold. Say campaign activities be whether subtle or obvious. Bia should end. Ubi or intention be so be contest any idea. Ubi anya na party no mu enjoy. When some can ye against it.
I shot against it because you are secretary to be cancer mention.
I didn't.
May MP our parliament. Then go for na me constituency campaign.
Umu did you say?
General Secretary Justin Kodu from Pombi share MPs our parliament. And me a catcher and say, let the be seen on Troy, on Troy be massacre. For by 4 weeks on Troy. The one day we shall answer, we need different, we the champion, we need different, we the champion, we need a command, we need different. I'm a champion, let our castle be say, Mayo, was this so called as a cost steering committee, and man a called neck, and say, I'm a crime natural. In the dialect, not children, I don't know, neck, ben a man a question on choice. You see, we cannot be using the party constitution haphazardly. You are dealing with senior members of the party. We are now senior members of this party. I'm a two-term member of parliament.
Yeah.
I've been a former deputy minister. Me nya kwara party name. It you won't make asema be kan. Se wo no adna wo kan wo di so a, obi abedi so. One people were in our backyards. Yeah, tiama ye boama ye prosecute a buy business no. People were in our backyard campaigning. And the asma general secretary can mute.
Umpeti.
A moot. Yes, some of us we are not decided to flout it. But
you are flouting it.
No, why am I flouting it? But Mrs. a party be nomination.
Okay.
That I gave you a proviso say it's a party be nomination if and when. Yes, me can say me has a campaign, but who will some imagine as we way forward? Now make solutions only can once. Now we it's your party now.
Say a directive.
One party. The Kai President Kufuado, the National Council. Okay, say, sir, let us know the because party when you be a baby, the people call Akusiano. Sana a party here, and
President Kufuado can say,
oh, can I say, let's it's very practical. Because party penny and me party penny be who say, maybe a party penny, party for the party, they'll go. Yeah. And normal, you can't prevent those things. But one feel say, would they just tapu tactics be? Or part to be a people will be and apart we've all left these bad experiences. What kind of so the be will be? Somebody will be there, man, and way. The only time who because will be teen when who will be a ya with my chance. Now you'll be a dime, and they'll be to me. But the audio do so, also moving call. Now, as somebody who I necessary. Because we don't want to be seen as a party penny, say be a utia party, matana, udia unfabuma, ubi. But ye biano. Ye who say, ye dubio, ye be a dubi. It will be an idea. Now, but your letter says, singer, who watch your letter. Balloon sound so be shanubia. You put it on massa, as my can ye be. What is your beef now?
It is one concern now. Mumu binumu more intention to contest. It be more expressive to some of our normal interface. How to ensure a fair play and a level playing field because you have managers of the party today. Making sure say some of them and so competitors within. We are going into a future election like that. I mean, manage parties the tendency that near course now some of the directive bar may happen. With that in mind, say party be nomination ubenya a fair playing field.
So that's a fair any almost MBO. So when we say BB a fair, you know, we no be a campaign. Was say when a partner say money crack around. Now kasa be about to get form.
Okay.
When people are moving across them, then people be quiet.
And no mumu.
Oh yes.
When people start moving, you move in Sembeba.
Because it's only when you go and attack people.
But you can't guarantee that.
Oh, suddenly you see, the oil no so china so a bit chat.
Okay.
But some meme kokana one can't be kokana china so I go for win about.
EpaHoaDaben.
What I'm trying to say now, and I say, party in your team, sir, time I am nomination of static campaign. Yen never started. And then yen executive winner, a bit tria anon. Because only now we are victim, only
Perpetrators
and corporates. Only now, be no on the buy. But what I'm trying to say, but say your wife who clean is lately clean, yeah. The young cassette, a female con, will be ya, but disqualified. And not the OBI and one is qualified because, hey, that was disqualified. But don't when a be call round. Me no casse, oko capet, obi oh, hey, said last week, hey, obi cause on the coin juma. Now one me busao, we are national officer, who tell me former MP and the former deputy minister of party women. Was we a national officer? Is that what you are telling me? Now I'm scared to party win. Who scared me to party win? There is something I say. If you think I'm a be, you say Michelle be. What I say? But meanwhile, you are doing it. You are going around campaigning. What I say? You can also what the general secretary. The fact that you are general secretary doesn't make you an exclusive member of this party. You understand?
But said by virtue of the position when I'm aware party,
the fact that not me them in my head.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
There is a way of doing everything. If you use the way to do it, you will do it as expected. So you don't start throwing stones when you want to enter the house. This is, what is the time? This is 8 o'clock. But we've gotten public officers still stay here and wait for us. It depends on how you conduct the business. So we have been seen by the public officers. We've done what is dutifully our job to do with Guinness. We encountered some difficulty which will be sorted out on Monday. Then we will have a fresh slate to operate. We will work towards the desired results. I beg you, all of you, I will stay out of the politics and the theater, and I'll do the work within the law. I thank you very much for your support.
Just one question. Do you know the whereabouts of your clients?
Oh, yes, why not?
Where is he?
We had brought him to meet with Vice President, but the situation we saw was difficult to arrange this meeting, to pass through the crowd to get Vice President, see him and talk to him. So we had to take him back, and I told you that his condition of health requires attention. So he is receiving attention. He is wholly good, he is wholly healthy, and there's nothing to worry about in respect of his health.
Secure the bail now?
We have been able to provide the sureties. That one I can assure you. And I'm very grateful to Honorable Brian Champon, who has supported me to file the documents. He has brought his documents to which goes over and above the value of money that is required. So I thank you very much.
So that means your client is going home tonight?
Oh, well, obviously no.
So when?
I told you that we encountered a challenge. The challenge that needs to be addressed before we can go forward. In fact, they had agreed to do the inspection tonight. So all the officers are there. But the challenge that I faced is legal. We can't do it because, but I'm grateful to them. They agreed to wait for us to bring the documents for them to go and inspect the properties. But we have a legal challenge. unknown to me, there was an application to frustrate what we are doing. So we will deal with it on Monday. I say it is application that was not filed by my good self, but that prohibits us.
Is that what you're holding?
That is what I'm holding.
Specifically, what is it about?
I'm not showing you.
So hopefully by Monday, your client will be free.
Hopefully by Monday, when this application is withdrawn, then we will proceed to complete what we are doing.
I get that becomes a conditionality then, that if this application is withdrawn, your client gets to go home.
Pending, that will impeach them from continuing with the negotiations. Otherwise, we need to wait, and this application is taken, and the results come before we can also come in. Because independency of this application, none of us can perform. But at least we have the agreement that we are ready to end. So but for this application, we would have ended today. Unfortunately, our hands are tied.
Well, thank you very much. We just heard the lawyer for Chairman Wontumi, who has just told us exclusively that
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Baby,
Simon.
when you say first now you been you shut down politics. You see politics for no money or money and money. But na mumu ebinumu so nti enyina ni agi say e bebo ama o man na koso na ebo 1 o'clock pe na wa lawyer ama o man na lawyer for enyina pon akofia koda nyamishra
EpaHoaDaben.
Emra Yedue, Emra Mene, a former chairman, Greater Accra, Emma NDC Amanyuko, and former vice chair of the FA, Ena Edieshia, chairman Kobina Ade Koka.
Chairman Emeritus.
Chairman Emeritus. Chairman, who chairman? Chairman Kwaba.
I'm a Josu.
Papa.
Watch a veteran like you.
Oh, chairman.
So some few years back, you bought BBA.
That's right.
BB Bismark.
That's
you
right.
bought Asama.
Now we got you. So, woman, the pay my sister. Oh, you're about to show so I am sister.
One dodgy, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Nobody, my yes, sabbatical kakra.
Okay. What you want to make
kakra? Ufem is a BB party, and the Minina age match.
That's right.
One of the guys are. Welcome back to see you.
Thank you.
On Happy 98.9 FM.
That's right.
That's nice. Now when you're grey hair,
hey, Chema, pressure it. I didn't cry. You're grace. But the Chema election, you're waiting to take your rest, sir.
Oh, election year, no.
Yeah.
A timing.
Okay.
BBR on the time.
Okay.
You don't have to. Who shall symptom? I be do halfway.
Wabre.
It was that time at least 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to.
The main deal.
You can force it. Usu careful.
Okay.
How no the what we are still doing on the fringes.
Okay.
On the fringes, you were around. At least no. Tidbits, maybe some what phony.
Okay.
We had advised the exuberant young ones.
That's right. Oh, wow, so many. And two touch now, full.
Oh yes, I'm monitoring.
Okay.
But the important thing is elections,
yeah,
and your Tea Party, and all those involved, they shouldn't think say.
A creative party, honey, and for biscuit and count.
Okay, the last time about biscuit, it's very, very important. So we should blend the experienced ones, people who have got institutional memory.
That's right.
Because the politics is institutional memory.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to people on the radio and say they don't have institutional memory. And discourse, among for keep asking questions. This is a 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
I would say a simple thing. Then say Obiama difficult to understand.
I said you're saying 24-hour economy.
Look, you see, I'll give you a typical example.
Okay.
When I was in the UK as a student, right, I used to go to school from 2 p.m. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
After that, after 2 p.m., then I'll go and do cleaning.
Okay.
Office job.
Okay.
Cleaning from 2 to 6.
Okay.
And then from 7.
What move you away from?
And then from 7 to the next day, I go and work in the factory.
Okay.
You understand? In between the breaks,
It's around the clock.
Around the clock work.
There is an activity.
You see, and the importance of this, let me tell you, the importance of 24 hours.
Okay.
I'm a kind of perform no more.
Mate.
In the light of the evolving global economy landscape, it is imperative for Ghana to consider the adoption of a 24/7 economy to enhance productivity, foster economic growth, and provide employment opportunities.
Okay.
You see, the world is a global village. People don't sleep. 24 hours, people are working.
Yeah.
Now, in this part of the world, look, I'm on for Kudma from, I see 8:30, but about 11. Everybody to Nuapon or coffee.
DNC.
The whole evening at Nabia Bar or no one's. Now, Fridays.
Okay.
From Thursday afternoon, offices closed.
Yeah.
They spend the whole of Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. How will the economy grow? Go to London. Almost all the essential factories, they all work 24-hour shifts. Almost ambulances, they work 24-hour shifts.
Okay.
Almost the buses, all night buses. There were day bus, there were night bus. Right? They work. Entertainment avenue.
Okay.
The scene, they also work. Almost as a more point, say 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Go to a place like Dubai. Everything is 24 hours. And when you see the economies of these countries, they are thriving. They are thriving because just pick a phone call, whatever you want, it will be done. You want to have a meal, 24 hours, they will supply you. You want to buy medicine, 24 hours, they will supply you. And all these economies, they are, because the night economy, is very, very vibrant.
But the critics of the 24-hour economy say it must be driven by demand. Your local demand for value-added goods is saying.
It's there.
Now, do we even have the number of factories that absorb extra hand and extra time?
Imagine the imports that come to this country.
Okay.
If there's no demand, will those imports come?
Not at all.
Exactly. So look at the demand, the imports that are coming in. And this thing within 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months is gone. Another one is coming. So the demand is there.
Okay.
It is up to you to create the boys were using it.
Enabling environment.
Right? For people to, if I know that I can go to a pharmacy at 2 a.m.
Okay.
When I go, because the demand is there for me to go, right? If I know that I'm producing some minerals, of some items, and these same items are coming from Europe, competing with us, because we cannot meet the supply of those goods. That is why it is coming from outside for us to purchase. So the demand, we have to create a demand.
No security demand.
If the facility is there, if the system is there, people will make use of it. Imagine that, look, unemployed, if you create an office somewhere, let's say you create a pharmacy shop at East Legon, you are going to employ 1 or 2 or 3 people. So now you have created an employment.
Okay.
If there's security on the road and your man is working 24 hours, people will come, but somebody will be sick in the evening that they want some medicine to buy. And then they know when I go to this shop, I'll get. So we have to create the environment for the demand to be available.
But service sector may not be able to absorb nipa ne bebree. Bulk of it may have to go to manufacturing.
Yeah,
So question is, there must be a plan towards industrialization and sana any 24-hour economy be it medimu.
That is why in this instance,
yeah,
those things, it is not every aspect of the economy that has to be 24 hours.
Okay.
You select specific, so it is tailored toward a specific program.
Okay. So NDC 24-hour economy and wholesale.
No, that's why we are saying we are going to bring a proposal. I mean, for instance, Harbour. The harbour must run 24 hours.
Okay, that makes sense.
Airport must run 24 hours.
Okay.
Ambulance service must run 24 hours.
Is that not happening already? Say, of course, that the airport runs 24 hours. And
24 hours in a limited version.
How so?
Yeah, because if airlines are mobile, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 airlines spend on mobile. But if they know that when they come, the turnaround will be very faster.
And you want to demand that same way, bay. Say, when crow food too quiet, airlines choose destinations based on send a route near profitable. It is a route near profitable. Why would an airline come?
So they can do 2, 3, or 4 shifts. Now, British Airways on Thursdays they do 1 from Gatwick, 1 from Heathrow.
Okay.
So you can imagine. So the demand is that is why they are doing 2 shifts. 2 aircrafts coming from Gatwick and 1 coming from Heathrow.
Because route is busy.
Exactly. So look, for instance, Ghana has got flying rights to almost every country. New York, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Holland, all the major Ghana has got flying rights. But they're not doing so. So everybody is concentrating on maybe only KLM. So can you imagine that if you also open a route that KLM comes maybe in the afternoons or in the evening, you also take off in the afternoon. So you have created the demand is that people are traveling.
Chama, Obadia to say 24-hour economy proposal here, Joma Hamadiaban, and clear.
And you're very clear. You are refusing to understand. And you're very
from the end.
I have told you that it is going to create employment. It is going to increase productivity. Right? It is going to enhance our lifestyle.
Objectives, but how?
That I've told you, there are certain industries, we can target them to be doing 24 hours. And then so we sit down and look at the industry, and I've told you that you are talking about demand.
Yeah.
Is the demand there? Yes, the demand is there. I told you how people are bringing imports.
It's import substitution, Anna.
You have to. Okay. But that is what industrialization means. All these countries that have developed, they make sure that they create the things for their own consumption and rely less on imports, which makes our foreign currency jumping all over the place at any given moment.
Obi the message about say chairman Tifantipa, and then our come professor.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Omei betu pona efri 98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie ne memo hamu akwaba eba ye dwumadie su dwumadie ne din ne EpaHoaDaben obetwa ma na pa ho ansa wo patie ne ntamunti na ade ato ha Bidine Bismark Brown I from me BB Mejiso meda wase bebre se wi enso do afidie na to 98.9 FM ya some Ghana man and then I won't so ye the aboa o my Ghana be ye a na ejina me ne umi no ye so ejina me ne umi no ne ye be ye so enye ye so ejina me ne umi no ne ye be ye so na then na wo ye wadwuma ye wode ahofama pa ene ko wadwuma so ana krono na abɔ na adwuma mu ana woyi wo yemo ye adwuma no uhu se wo ye Ghana ni a wo chefa wo oman chichire ni mu ana wo ye wona ete fence no so no those sitting on the fence and looking on omo hwese obi beye na omo abe benefited se wo hwehwe ensakraye ene ensesaye ewo oman ni mu a mane share with you sa change na wo hwehwe ewo Ghana no masa change no enshare with you bebusa ho ede na mepese esesa wo Ghana bia na corruption na wani nyu ho ene na nka obejai bribe ma ebia Ghana ye fi eno na wani nyu ho eno ni change a wo hwehwe ene na won so obefia se no ajai ball a wotutugu basa ana meboa ne wo pese ohun se sesa bia ma ne share with you. Let the change you seek begin with you. And that is the only way I betimi asesa my nani. Na Ghana na nya ntuma pefra. Se me no mi anu fi ase saa. Ebe hase na to aso. And with time, na reset na mampani dia ba no na ye. Resetting your mind. You're back to factory settings. Yembo Ghana back to factory settings. Send na Ghana tie kane ansa na yeba be yesi. Kane na Ghana nye fi sa, ye ka omo mu ye fi a na de ani akira lata. Etimika say alata for de omo ye fi to the extent say sebe mpredua so mutimi je wo mo anan na wo mo te ho wo mo dem. Me mi so na me beti bebre. Enso ene ede na esi Ghana ni jane nai ewo ne demo ewo black polythene bag mu na wachechira bono dokono wani wu odia no wasande ahye ne bag mu no opia bontin a wo hwa obi ama no eja to gotem nti yenko back to factory settings how we used to be ene yeti efimu bola so na Ghana yedidwa First pa me nyini no. Oton aduane na ben ball ho obi am to da. Me growing up in Koforidia. Aduane na esi ball no ho. Obi enu ho beben ho. Enso ene Ghana dwom no edwana nka se si ball aso. Obekọ eye agbogbuloshi. Na ya boa ball anu toa dan kofo hihye mfimfini e ton tomatoes. Once na ene dia trace ya tonam gata ho basa ase efini ye fe ye de efi adequate Ghana ena ye namu ne edi mu chenchen hene. That is the nature of the Ghanaian today. Ye mono back to factory settings. Yen shase foforo yen sesan ye man nani bidine Bismark Brown biem so person frame abetimi frame BB ana B Brown. Baby, I will be a mekanfama. Join us live on Facebook. Send your team in can radio so no. In share Facebook near Antoine Commando so. And every and some Commando Dawson. Chairman want to me a correct draw. suit bi omodo koto the Human Rights Court. In fact, it's an application. Omodo call the Human Rights Court. Na sadia na medwene ho amenti ase. Wo catch ma wontumi a lawyer for ho. MPP party no na wo ye lawyer ma party no. Chema wontumi is an adult. We yi ne lawyer for a wo mutwitwaje no. Na ya mano bail conditions aye den ma no se obetimi emiti. Emra na lawyer for ankasa wapa wo mo etwitwaje no wo mo ka bail no ho asem. Na lawyer Gary ni makwa fa chire. Akọ court, akọ file an application. Say court no and review the bail terms. I don't know say wutie ya before I make kasano. Mebo Honorable Andiapia Kubi the interview with the Joy FM reporter over this same matter wobusa. Say anyebia ne client no I say the Dr. Brian Champon Daroma wetime meeting the bail conditions into obeko fie na. The lawyer small can say Friday no wenya do obetime akofie. Because nan komunim se wo mo wianka Dr. Brian Champon the documents abe chema wuntumi ekofie anesa. Nanso ose on his blind side. Ono lawyer ni no o twitwaje Dr. Chema wuntumi no on his blind side. Wonimu kra. Na Gary Makunumo akọ court. Akọ file a process challenging bail terms and calling on the court. Say omu review terms and by that application alone na nya de achema wuntumi asset Friday no betimi akofie na we mi busa say nti we no obi aye ne opa na obi aye ne wope. What stopped a lawyer for the court no from consulting chema wuntumi a lawyer for? Well, what is all this aniema basa say here can see any ya anyway. We'll find out if Chairman Wuntumi is finally has been finally released on bail. Because what I'm hearing is a court application now. Gary Nimakumo a file Friday, you know, and it has been withdrawn. I say ya withdraw there naturally say we're meeting the bail conditions in Wobetimi Akufie on bail. Interesting times. Because there was no way na Yoko betimi a release Chema Wuntumi as at Friday because bail conditions are mediama wa and untina wuntimi meet no obia court to say court no hwe na want so ma intina che say Yoko at that point was stopped from releasing Chema Wuntumi until court ne be determine bail conditions are appropriate for Chema Wuntumi. Enunti na ma Chema Wuntumi eda weekend oda Yoko eye ne na wo makọ akọtwe sa asem free court enunti no wo betimi akofie wie ye bedi sansem ho nkomo na yabo ho nkomo betimi do adwenkyira ba ne akenkan ni nyina ede ama wo na mahu se na esidi ne ye no ese esidi ne de oboa o Messi ni Ronaldo kambo mukura aboa obe dribble wo bu nyina Now it's interesting. Amanfo su say enema bonso nkofom. And I mean wo ka say goil any star oil for one more ate petrol ni diesel so amana ba fom kra. Na goil ton a liter of petrol 13 cedis plus and a goil ate so at the about 12 cedis. Star oil and a number 11 cedis for petrol a liter. That is quite remarkable. Na niye deba kunsu wo mukra ne se company bia me sure so woni mo mo da every yenara company ni din ene Blowchem Industries omo ene bella kwane belkola ne ho ahwan ni nyina omo nso ade aba bontene Blowchem ade aba se in fact omo ne the first industrial company omo atete wo mo niema so in accordance with the way I see the na ho den ekosoro Nti apart from oil marketing companies, full of also because CD ni nya holding against the dollar no. Blowchem Industries enso ababontene say womo soft drinks a womo ye, womo nsuo na womo ye, ene womo products ahodo a womo ye ni nyina no. Womo nso atete so because dollar no aba form ama CD no akosoro. Blowchem fire de na mompene womo mo say Eso ene me to musuo ba ko ere 5 cedis. Medium no. Ghana before the sometimes we know how many as you. Ghana before Kalabuli. But the question we asked this afternoon is abai betimi as sustaining CD no strength na what gaining na and what would be the best strategy to sustain this? Don't forget, I have CD ni benya hoden more dollar ne beko form even further because Ghana you expected close to $327 million from the IMF. One IMF program I was saying you do to say you benya the next tranche of sika was IMF the more minor. Into more than $300 million is expected from the IMF to be injected into the economy. Say dollars no so be kan ho de a ene na dollar ne be call for more pa. Question is how can government beyond IMF sika ye be gold kakra ye cotton ye disika ni biaba no beyond all of this akwan na ban be fa so a obetimi sustain CD gains na ema CD no ente ensan ebiemo. We'll talk to an economist about this matter. Na yedi nsemu nyina eho enkomo. Ken Oforiata na lawyer for a requested one mu say wo pe a virtual engagement. Na Ken Oforiata ne hododo no he cannot physically be present to meet the special prosecutor. Na the lawyer busa sembe Frank Davis or say why is it difficult for people to understand that Oforiata is sick? And then busa also our team is a question. Lawyer see busa say aden na difficult to say Ghana for mobeti ase second Oforiata yare. I can imagine what is going through your mind hearing this question. But you wo team bia for share mo Facebook. Now pour it out there. Na men can find ma over Facebook ayedin wo ho happy 98.9. But your bomodin so be follow your page no. Na what we in live stream no under our page. Bomodin so be share live stream no. No one like it. Na other commenting so e dia ka ho e dia ba. Ya ba e dia ba. They be small mind Ghana. Alternatively, betimi the WhatsApp messages about making kind ama de be 0594051145 for so na makan e dia ma wo. EpaHoaDaben dwumadi ni Arawosem yete no eyenra. In fact, I was supposed to have a meeting with him this week. Wukwede ya. And na me frɛ I find it out to say wiki meeting ni betimi abaso me pa kire chairman Adekoka. Nti enra no pa beye 8. Ena me fa phone say me frɛ chairman na mabusa say no ho te sen na ye meeting ni betimi abaso. Me frɛ chairman no wonfa. Ti menenam WhatsApp so a ja wo frɛ pani no wonfa so ja to na osan koba ekire bia na waye busy. Nti na nka me twen se bia in 2 hours time mesan frɛ na mabusa say no ho te sen na anye bia no ye hia mu ni betimi abaso eye na wotwi ya na me kopie WhatsApp message bi so a obi ebusa me say what is a chairman Adekoka aka baby na ye no kra na me say there be betimi no kra say oni pe kra ma friend no pe ba menya no me ne no won komo a me hwe ani musan ko be confirm data ma me enti bia ma me san free biom na me find out me san free biom na lady bi fa phone no na me busa say Matia Simbi na eye no kra na asema lady ne ka che me ne say ampa our chairman is gone. A small kind no to quote her. Our chairman is gone. We have lost our chairman. Chairman Kobina Adekoka. Areho semwa kwesi ada wodi jaye nwasasi so ansa na woko eno no. Na ene I've been trying to go through my files Me ba Happy FM back I think say 2023. Only the first person coming back to Happy or granting me an interview. So it was my first interview in 2023 coming back to Happy FM with Chairman Adekoka. He and I go way back, ETV days. Almost every week he was on our show. He's a media-friendly person. About football, Chairman Kobena Adekoka. Now, Chairman Pro. Let me just remind you of some of our best moments. I'm Chairman Adekoka Shia on Happy FM. Take a listen. Emra Yedwe, a former chairman, Greater Accra, Emma NDC Amanyuko, and former vice chair of the FA, Ena Eddie Shia, Chairman Kobena Adekoka.
Chairman Emeritus.
Chairman Emeritus. Chairman, Chairman Kwaba.
I'm a Josu. Papa. Watch a veteran like you.
Oh, Chairman.
So some few years back, you bought BBA.
That's right.
BB Bismark.
That's
right. Boss
now we got you. What many pay much is oh, you're about show so I
welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I mean, we are normally my sabbatical kakra.
Okay. What you want to make kakra?
Ufem is a BB party and Minina age match.
That's right.
One of the guys are. Welcome back to see you.
Thank you.
On Happy 98.9 FM.
That's right.
That's nice. Now when you're grey hair, so
pressure it. I didn't know grace. But the Chaba election, you're waiting to take your rest, sir.
Oh, election year, no.
Yeah.
A timing.
Okay.
BBN the time.
Okay.
You don't have to. Who shall Sintamo? Maybe do halfway.
Wabre.
It was that time at least 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to.
The main deal.
You can force it. So careful.
Okay.
How no they what we are still doing on the fringes.
Okay.
On the fringes, you were around. At least no. Tidbits, maybe some what phony.
Okay.
We had advised the exuberant young ones.
That's right. We are sick. Life. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Such is life. Today we are here, active, bubbling, strong, working and achieving. And tomorrow, we are silent and gone. The best robot in Yankropon were there. Such a beautiful soul, Edom Ghana. Chairman Adekoka, the best robot they say, baby and a crowd will be ada. Onjino na omane baby pantina. You be many bushing for so yako. He's a colossus. I mean, about sports, there. I'm wondering, Unipa, what they know to Chairman Adekoka in terms of sports administration. There are a lot of great guys in the system, but Adekoka distinguished himself. Uko Baba Yara Sports, Accra Sports Stadium. There is a whole stance called the Adekoka stance. I mean, yeah, Kanye Jadeng at the appropriate time. You be doing one dance here, and within the NPP, within the NDC, Juma Waye, former Greater Accra chairman of the party. The number of seats are with me, a Ghana ma NDC Amanyoko. The work he did. Ura Greater Accra NDC Muena. A lot of people are dumbfounded. It be di areho pa. Nipa bebre so dine pa, but ene is no more. Actually, who details beba na ehunu bebia abusuafo pese wono de nsem no ekọ ti Chairman Adekoka demrifedue due ni amane hunu Emebusuafo no nyina so yakọ. Happy 98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadi nie.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Na turning our attention to other things ekoso ewo yeman ni mu. We are hosem we bese ne koye, but there are matters to be discussed the ne area. Honorable Kenoforiata, a former finance minister Magana. Special prosecutor last year adwuma bi efa finance ministry eho omo wieye no omo narrow issues no down to 4 corruption and corruption related issues eno no omo hia Kenoforiata amana ba be yinsem bia no ye nyina ye okrom ha ne ete asemo a OSPD betu dwa afia o declare Kenoforiata a wanted fugitive running away from justice. Now lawyer for the MPP4 in particular antisa semna say omanye antumu nso, and there was a huge pushback as to the tag OSPD Amano as a wanted fugitive. His lawyers went on record officially. Echire mu say sa tag na special prosecutor di Amano no e unfair. Isane say oma wamunya asutire se no ho mfa no na wo amano ne a okosa no ho yade. Nti ade nti no mo de beba bontene se oyobi a oni aban edi atete. Subsequently, one issue a statement and the doctors and a chro de ba ye kire hospital a wo address a wo e US ho e no mo be share boss say eye ene 2nd June Kenoforiata beba Ghana ha na wakọ OSP eho na anototuo bi e wo ho bia no akoso kwansi we are said bia me catch say obi do ka na wo show o catch say o de bra in 2 years time won sabe ka osika nyabotre na ono na adwene mu no 2 years wa otwemu time 2 years no ebeba June naba Kenoforiata lawyer for atwro the common special prosecutor say enya de a obetimi aye available because no ho dodo no na alternatively say abefo kwan abai special prosecutor EPA enyanka yenya Zoom meeting say Skype say Google meeting so na ebe use o yenya virtual meeting nanka Kenoforiata mpie o camera mu onwo US enane mpam to da ne mpam na tis ni nchen na chese wo sepo kika we bia na say yetoto na no na yenya te Ghana ha special prosecutor and investigators to Ghana ha te conference room na lawyer fonso to conference room hobi na Kenoforiata ewo US not te computer chi na chese interrogation na koso online rather than say obeba ha no mo physically de no ho aba na sasemi eba beto dwa ura social media say ya asabo no aji hini nipa bebre abuafu pa and they expecting say special prosecutor ebetu anamo a woka so obetu say June du na wa ma obesa de na to wanted list no so ebiem. But there is a challenge the special prosecutor would face if opese osande Kenoforiata eto wanted list no so a, because Kenoforiata lawyer for ewo human rights court amene wo kasa say omasamuni say sa fugitive any wanted list na special prosecutor de wo mo client ne to so no etia ne fa ahodie enti wo mo eko sa de no ewo human rights court enti se court ni determine the fate of sa wanted list near then the tool so now. Ebeye the necessary special prosecutor. Second round, the best kwase or the new koto wanted list so when that same action is being challenged in the human rights court. So for one more kase, Ken must come back on the wanted list, you know. It may not be as smooth and as easy sending enough first and then you know. But his lawyer is posing a question. Lawyer Frank Davis Busa say, why is it difficult for people to understand the second of Tayare? Me busa asase mu yi wo a wotie me. Sa question wo so musan hunu ni saying. O say ade na eye de ne ma manfo ebegye atum anas won beti ase. Enyo so won begye atum, won beti ase. Understand? Omo beti ase se kanofori atayare. Ede na ye de wo hu to understand so yare. Ah, mo pese chinchine achi a ye ntwene fa ne mra Ghana na wo meyi nsemo ano. The lawyer ni busa o, wase die na ye de ne wo hu se mo beti ase se ne client ne yare. Asebe wo so busa na hunu ni sen. Na ase me yare no eya ye a sing song o, eya ye national sing song for people who have been asked to account. Sa me yare no. It appears to be obia excuse when they are arrested or are being asked to render account of their stewardship. Because Professor Meakumfi, Sky Tree Asemba me yare. Ono sunti yadia sa na bail mu. Chema to me me yare. Yadia sa ya de pre-bail amano. Kenoforiata me yare. Yadia sa odasuti US. Now, there is history to politicians. Omo yare a yedi omo famre mu. There is history. There is history. I mean, the likes of Victor Selome. Victor Selome no yare den US. TMA. Victor Selome no yare pa. But he was brought down to Ghana. Emma obefa the legal process mu. In fact, yede Victor Selome to afiase. He was a sick man when he was going to jail. Yedi na asem nyina no yare for. Okwa jail no yare. Na yade na no koye din wo jail. Kolebu ping pong ye ni yade dum ye din wo prison ping pong e din do hospital. Fofi antwata. Wo na sa me yare no Ghana for, do you buy that excuse? Mentiase. But you see, yaji democracy na to munti no e wo se yenya ye ho abotre. Isane se enye soja abambo mu ne e wo. Enye buga mambo mu ne e wo. Nti se wo twe obi abo so no so yare ontimi ma e wo se wo komra ni mu na odi titi nipa no ontimi nye ne e wo penti e wo se enya ye ho abotre. But me yare eya me yare o kofo akuku da mo ayechichi omu ni obia ye chi na wo so yare. Anyway, when you me issue, but me issue ankasa ni
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Say Nancy, what it is say Lady Bia or ye fake doctor any appointment as a board member, National Health Insurance Authority. I don't want to repeat her name. Nidino Kran and Nebok and Kantan Committee. I have some more winning did that, and Yafin and Melquako do so mubium. And then so yet it is there is another appointee or also ni PhD no. Question marks bebre ewo ho. Ampeni John Mahama, Bibuso. Are you not worried? Unsusu se mrene du se wo se national security force ehwe nkrofobiem. Because lady die ebia manfo ani amane nkofo ofiase atwro emails to universities ahodo a amanfo se omunya wo mu PhD free and it is revealing things. Ebinimu ete so omo PhD no kura no omo ye no online ene hwehwe ka university na ye hunu ba bia university kro no wo online. When mu nyina critique credibility issues edema aban no. But I want to move beyond aban emufo ene the credibility issues are sanema we be create dia aban. And I want to narrow this matter down to the very regulator institution or mambrano amani to me say abodini ahodo amanfo gye no omo hwe na omo make sure say edim na sa regulator no anase institution no Ghana ha ene Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC obi antimi nsore Ghana ha say oye PhD holder okra double masters oye professor emeritus ewo mreko a GTEC for engine abodini ntumu intimi busa ene Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC the statement bi ababontene. The statement is dated 30th May 2025. Just about 2 days ago, yeah. Statement, you know, abi o de beto Facebook amamia, nan kamene Facebook as a che. I have been asking myself, say, into Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, mu man we mu, ena enkofo akukuru titles PhD edi atoto wo mo so ne nam radio so ne nam TV so ne nam asore dem ene na ne nam ministries ene na ne nam aban mu ekurakura PhD from ho doctor all mreko mo nya doctors. And you have GTEC in this country mo na ye masede se mo be sanitize sa system no ya ye hwe han tete ho ne ya hwe saa na nkofo abuse sa titles yi ene GTEC for the statement about na boameni nyina yenkan mu. The Ghana Tertiary Education Commission would like to send its final caution till way a final caution. 2 months ago an initial caution by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission would like to send its final caution to the general public to note that henceforth citizens with honorary doctorate and professorship should cease the use of it in public. This is to reiterate the Commission's earlier public announcement, cautioning the public on the use of honorary doctorate and professorship titles. This notice goes especially to politicians, businessmen and businesswomen, men and women of God, and any other category of persons to desist from officially using the honorary doctorate and professorship titles in their everyday life. Such practice is deceitful, unethical, and also tends to dilute the integrity of the higher education system and the value of true doctoral education and promotion of the professorial system in the universities. The Commission would, from now onwards, in addition to naming and shaming those individuals who would be found to have flouted the GTEC directives, take a legal action against them. Signed by Professor Augustine Okulu, or Deputy Director General, Emma GTech. Question me busane say, GTech, mama warning, mama. Musi we any more final warning. What stopped you all these years from cracking the whip? Now, Nyama statement way quite significant and say this statement is even talking about onomwa yama womo honorary doctorate inti enye say a fake. Omumpono, they cannot use the honorary doctorate or professorship publicly. Omwa ya de ama womo se bia abasobo ebia nipai wa distinguishing who baabi wa ye adwuma ni yie ama watimi aye ne wobi ntimi nye enti no ebia university bitimi hwe software we de o se fatase ye be honor no with a PhD eno no eye honorary enye se wakohu school ana se watwero ho thesis aye ho publication akọ defend wo niema ema watwero ho nsohwe ama age watuma ma o PhD da bi eno no ye ne university na nkasa susu se ade a waye ti se bia obi eye anase ebia obi a wonko school da na nso watimi de ne nsa aye biribi a ene a benefit obi a university bitimi ekasese ni pay yamo na baso ne ma no honorary doctorate GTech for say sa honorary doctorate no ye de mawa ye nyusu omo timi yusu omo doctorate ene wono mu a omo akọ ehun school akọje ho abodini obi ko school owie ne masters a wose me pese be koye me PhD enti okọ apply so pese oye PhD processes ye de ne be fam nyina ye de na fam ya gina tum admit no to the PhD program or when a subject area. And to become a PhD holder, you must be a researcher. Obe researching on several topics within area krona wo pe wo PhD di wo mu no. Research a wo ye nyina so no. The research must be supported. Must be must be admitted by the school. Or was wo defend wo research. O wi a was wo publish adwuma na waye no. Obie no hono mu a okura an academic PhD a onye publication enti ya wo wono mu a wo mo akọ school so mo kobo PhD ane ya wo wono mu a wo mo akọ school so mo kobo PhD nanso universities no etimi confer on them PhD and as a professorship ti wo honorary professors ya wo honorary doctors. Sa honorary no eye honor ye nyusu ye ntworo ye mfa mfre ye ho ye mfa mfre obi enumpo a eye official as university bia confer on obi no GTech for say enumpo you cannot use it. How much more will be a ye man honorary doctorate ye man honorary professorship on call or enter any PhD program. Now what the doctor sa to no ho so a wo use how much more such a person? But I always blame our institutions. Because sadie we shas ye ne GTech enye ne and I want mo ayama omo honorary doctorates if you say omu use omo titles are ye de frɛ wo munim wo you have known all of these people ye binom tina radio so frɛ wo ho Dr. Sumesi. Let me say honorary professorship in the uncle 4 time you sa, but honorary doctorate in the air time. Obi ko fe fi chire he ya koba se sia was me a doctor. Otu kwaya brochire minimum obi a ofrigana in 2 months time obaye no ne pictures a good social media baby they say your friend no Dr. Asumesi. Because 2x4 university be a confer on him honorary doctorate. Me obi chire me. Obi chire me say me pebia me nya ne easily ni nyina yeska. Yes. Honorary doctorate no nkofo tua. Na kakane pa no say university bi be confer honorary doctorate on you a. Na why ye bribi soronko. What distinguish wo ho kwan bi so? Why ade bi a anka people within academia na wose wo ye but wonya sa background but wotimi aye. Enso enei sika na ekasa. Sika na ekasa. Ye won kofo a omu broker omu wo universities on say okwa brochira enye university bia ni university o universities ni bi o rural university bi twetwepo bi ko student population ketewa bi yeah omu university but omu ni musa ye won krofo a omu timi dada wo mu e package Ghana for because o matua obe package ya chro something nice about the person aye publications bi atwotwo ne ma bi afafa nipa no na wo mo de akoda aborofo na twom se asumesi obenten hey ade o ye wo Africa wo ye wo Ghana was osefata nipa no middleman wa giska no. Some of these universities kura yetimi dada wo mo ba akoshe hotel room any a confer doctorate wo nipa no so ne the pictures abegu social media ne the dada amanfo ne the tutu amanfo aso and na de me doctor me so enso azanko twom. And you have G-Tech in this country. O ma said ne say saafo ni nyinada o mo be renew o mu in ya ye hwehan asoso sade ma yi so ama enkofo yi so ade ya menne doctorate ni kura animonyam e wo ho no kura eswate. Cause atoda bia hunu obi a wote TV so a wo frɛ no ho me ye doctor pa na o se kura fim wo pese wo kobo PhD di bi kura na abo wanum ena as a PhD no ayefo. And then we are being told so there is also another NDC appointee ne doctorate no question marks wo ho nchechemu a wode ban so a esiso. And you have all such persons serving in government. You have such persons sitting in the church. And look at the category of people are G-Tech for statement and identify. Or shall say with politicians. Politicians are mukra honorary doctorate amu usual. You even write it. Dr. Asubesi no atworo de aboho. Wonso publication ba kumpoda. Research kura wonye bi da. Ebi mu omo first degree research methodology kura womo ampase. Yet they call themselves doctor. Inti G-Tech for say one mo a womo de sa kokobo we ma womo. Number 1 politicians. Politicians. Omo ye one category of people are titles in here womo pa politicians. Na eye ntimamufo no so ne aye womo saa. Hero worship. Title la nipa nin deserve near the amano because of 50 Ghana. Nipa no empempenso a wonu ye ne pagya ne de nasi ho by force because of no coffee o. And Ghana obi honorable. Ye peska je free wo ye pese esro ska ye di enobedi kan honorable ne de adada ne de wikin o. Ye ne aye nkofo ne saa. When people don't deserve to be called doctors, we confer on them. Or your doctor. Kakra obedienti. From full respect. Boot-licking citizens. And I yes some so people who have not achieved because of politics. Na ye ankasa ya peja wo mu de o masibia bia wo nyanduru ye o mu men ho kra. Na ye ya peja wo mu de o makwa kodu ho. The statement also identifies businessmen and businesswomen. Ebimu koto doctorate no so that it will open doors for them. Another category, another category of Ghana for womo ebo womo koko. Men and women of God. Some kofoni dijai. Men and women of God. Omo no mutimi kan doctorate in the boss bear for. Doctor. Professor, Apostle, Archbishop Wanhwan, no akabo mu basa, no dia to ho. Chenchen hene no waden mu. Now yen ne ye omo saa, ukwa sorry dem ho a, ne deda wo forma wo mu ne tie, omu tietie so. Na G-Tech for no, my jankophobia, there is another category. Man can ho, and no businessmen and businesswomen. Sa heba for no, heba for now. One more friend, one more doctor for no, heba for no. G-Tech man come some. And sa title doctor na, heba for you sunu. One more the dada man for, and my man for nya one more GDS when moment, and people don't know the difference. People don't know the difference. Enti ohun se doctor Danidin so no owa hotoso woni mu se ne obeka kire ni bia wonye. Enti ubekọ no obi herbal shop kiosk twetwapua bi. Ehode ne consulting room. Ana ode abo animu Dr. Asumesi Herbal Clinic. Dr. Asumesi Herbal Clinic. Just a clinic account on quantity then we're a doctor. And we have institutions in this country looking on and allowing this to happen. And I'm for this title says come your man for a friend who doctor into a can drobo ma son no more. Would you unya ni mujidi into no akonom na wo kidney ne say or a doctor da ben medical school ben or koye. Medical school ben or koye when a confer doctorate on him. I will fee nipa or prescribe ndroma nipa. I what institutions or may more. Ye when high a man call for a use of fake titles, a prescribe ndro a cool man for kidney ya dear baby bar at what they say. Fake doctors. Fake doctors. Fake doctors. Hey, you're a doctor. Or a doctor until that. And it is important. Say as on mine, ya be my institutions na ya adwuma. Institutions no when and you will be near preventing mu G-Tech from working. Mu institution was some ya adwuma de dada. You see almost say they are going to name and shame. A check. Anka we mu de bay. Nanka mo dem first list of one mu a won send fata. Omudini adwuma wo mo ye ene omo pictures na mo de account say asomasi we no mo nyina mo obi amfre wo mo doctor for no mo ye fake, and I said they are not entitled to use it. Society na ye wo mu no society na ye wo mu no ye pe bribia polished into a beer polish bribi no the bar near sum. We are a society unkra certificate yembu. Intin ko for pray a kwan bi obefa so de benya certificate to the benya bi. Yes, and that is why people are fighting over these things. And ko for ye nyomo beye frantically to acquire fake titles. Because society na ye timu no, ye ni jeje titles ho. Ya worship nkofo wo sika, nkofo wo dini, nkofo wo abodini. Omo na omo ye benchmark for success. Enti fraudster scammer bia nya sika no nya no ho a. Asofo nyina akoto no. Ahemfo nyina akoto no because wo sika. Standard for success aya set ya ma ye ho ni nipa wo sika. Ghana ha eye nema mienu wo sika na wo abodini a wo na wo ye standard of success. We don't reward nkofo a diligently omo aye bribia ma wo omo ho. There are a lot of young boys today on social media splash sika etutu sika gu yi cars akese frontier adan any ade busa womo. How did they make the money? People are worshiping those people. Standard na ye setting no enti enkwada na eba ni nyina. It doesn't matter how you make the money. Make the money, Ghanaians will worship you because and only taste any standard the idea my home. Just get the title. Ne here ne so nya title no emfa ho. Internet so kono ma wie SHS no kotena computer chi no scam ya brofo na wonya sika no otoka no flonte na wonya sika no opie badwam na wo spray sika gu nkofo so no ochiche sika sa nipa no na ene Ghana forecast wo mu successful. And you find parents telling their children, "Wo so kono market to away adwuma wo ye ka wo twie na wo de otifie na wonya hwe." Nti emabunu ni nyina ni abre akwani ase nyina so they must make the name and make the money. It's important say research na President Mahama ediabano. Research na be holistic. It must permeate every facet of our society. And GTech, don't make this your last statement. In fact, my next action, I will see a name and shaming. Kokobo amodi aba nyina, this is your final one. Kokobo di nyina mo ka mo say mo be name no ma shame, mo be name no ma shame. Munye da. Munye da. And we are only hoping. So this time around, enquire ye issue statement. Na ya bonkofo koko. You know people who are committing a crime. When you munkofo a etomra. What you mun kada bia radio so. Ade a obeya ne say da bia no issue caution statement. A statement ya caution mu munya saade no politicians am use titles anya mo dia munya use so. Na mo de statement aba ya bom koko muni munkofo no so. Da be na de ni bejai. If you don't stop pampering them, when will they stop? Rashid Tamko, computer of NDC, must come clean and also explain the circumstances surrounding the doctorate now ukra ordinamono. Questions are being asked. Amanfo busa. Say Dr. Rashid Tamko, computer. Oye PhD holder ni PhD ni edimu mapana. These are questions being asked. Because you see, if you ask no, okasa oko school bia, and then untimi febri bia nsio. School numpagua. There are traces. A choir bit me a trace who say, oh, this school used to be there. Sa school way sa time no na omo ye PhD programs. Sa school no sa time no omo ye PhD programs. And na untimi febri bia nsio bia. Until we are calling on Dr. Rashid Tamko, computer. Said the public want to know. Ni enkofo kafa wo ho se wo doctorate no PhD no eye fake no sa na tie. Brabe kirem na evidence ne ta ho. O certificate. O research publication ya wo ye. University ya wo call ya akwaje wo PhD. We need to know. Because unya kaso ye PhD holder, the obvious question the person will ask you is say o research topic ye da there. O publication e fade ho. O research into what? You will ask. And for public office holders, it's important to say, mo be clear sa doubts here wo mu hu nyina because obi oye public office holder. There are questions about kwanya ni PhD. About apupe, then we must be worried about integrity. I was say you're worried. Say ni pay resources say de man ye adwuma. Are we sure? Say obeye na adwuma no pepepe. Because say yentimi nji wunbi efa title a wukura ho de a ene na resources ye de hya won sase fa ye adwuma no. Ye benya wo mugidie. Yentimi nya wo mugidie. So that is the effect of fake PhD de ekoso na enkofo bi wa ban mu a elinga around them no. This must be a wake-up call to the president, to the chief of staff. Edwumayefo amampania pa wo mu nyina ahya wase. I think sir, you must go back into the CVs of womu amagiji omu CVs am appointment, especially one mu a womu kura titles be to say a professorship ni doctorate ni sign man. You must go beyond just the CV and the claims they have made. That is how corruption starts. I remember JIDA report in Bible. According to the Interministerial Committee, President Mahama, Part 1, investigated JIDA scandal. No? And sadly, we because no action was ever taken. Up to today, no action has been taken. But the man has been my friend. Sir, there was a whole regional JIDA coordinator or the fake O and A level certificate and a kwaji adwuma no. O kumase sisi amena o kasai. Nobody arrested him. Nobody questioned him. Committee ni said they wanted to find out say one more yedi JIDA she wo munsa within the regions no omo the capacity to manage JIDA because the scandals were bad. Kofo mako school omo ni management. Omo ye public administration. Ena yedi oman resources asho omo nsa omo ye niema tro kan basasa no. So the committee decided to find out whether one more yedi JIDA she wo munsa in the regions no omo ye academically qualified to handle the task. And it came out that the Ashanti regional coordinator then, who was also a deputy national JIDA coordinator, secured the job with a fake O and A level certificate. That gentleman is still walking about. It is not for nothing. And you admit you into a university program. Your course na bon say be first year betwem, second year betwem, third year university number out. Say list of students we mu the fake wire results ne ba ye yi mu nyina adi ni hand mu over to police for. And amunti bi da. It is not for nothing. And a wunya adwuma ewo aban adwuma mu, even private sector for ni bi kra would ask you to go to the police CID. Na kwaji police report say on commit crime biya. Integrity means a lot. Na yintimi for ma adwuma hyehyem kofonsa without cross checking one more integrity and claims. Tibampani wo adwuma so minor yetimu no ya adwense their titles ne papers ne certificates ne pede a ene na ye making sure say one more de sa certificates ne papers ne documents baba be claim adwuma bia no ye be si akire ni ahwe ni yie, because if that is the criteria and no any idea ebe me yakasa nipa no odimu nipa no or up to the task there, and now we must ensure that all the claims they make are verified and they are true. And yes, sir, we are handing over the nation to scammers. Scammers and fake people. Ebe hijack your mind. People who have not achieved. People who know nothing about research. Will be roaming up and down, chopping our money, enjoying the largesse of public office. And so no me a fake, no me them. Is that what we want for our nation? Mampani wo so reset your mind dia yesraw ehwo no hwani ye na ade we wan hwani ye begu aban nanimu ase wan hwani ye ade we begu aban nanimu ase. We must not as a nation continue to countenance such trend way enya de beboa yen. Bidin ne Bismark Brown. I have love for Ghana.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben.
Ma me nto ade baako mienu miensa me koba ye beti asi ena issues ni mu.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at a dental barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054 383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say think funding before projects.
Tovila Water Solutions. Tovila Water Solutions. If in a water treatment you define it, Tovila Water Solutions. Technical support for your water systems, Tovila Water Solutions. Water research deo, training deo, Tovila Water Solutions. Water dispensers, drinking water supply, Tovila Water Solutions. We provide safe water for your homes, companies, industries, communities, government and non-governmental organizations.
When it comes to customer satisfaction and professionalism in water solutions, Tovila Water Solutions is the #1 in Ghana. You can contact us on 055-2490-864. We are located at Titegu, Accra, Ghana.
Charlie, Happy FM, Salafest, Fivano, Afazongo, Ahudrawo, and Crown Credium, and the Ghana Fananina. Moka de Coso, Ewo Castle, Ewo Bride, Yakansiano, Yedica Crash Sheso, Ayesha, Gift Vioto, Adrian packaging, and Diano. Why not this one? Or didn't success story ever?
I was contacted by a strange line, I don't know the person, and the person just asked that, say, who contested was Salafest, and I say, I know I can't see our contract, mommy, our foreigners from Fiji, will I take the contract for 6 months? And I say, why not? They take the contract. And they are coming back again next month.
Happy FM Salafest. Your next stop, Nima Zongo, June 14th, 2025. Bra, number 1, and Sir for Fra, for sorry, our Danny Nomu. Obrone Becase, incredible flavors, amazing talent, spectacular prizes. Jumadina Quantun, Egusua Ecoso, Nanepon Ponsoni Mitre Grand Finale, Ebevia 28th of June, 2025. Our the forecourt of Chief Imam's residence at Wafadama. Happy FM Salah Food Fest. Everybody go chop. Obia Bedidi. Happy FM. Nimdie Happy FM. Any Jenkwa.
.9 FM EpaHoaDaben Jumedine. Welcome back.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Now let me turn my attention to our messages, but don't forget, say we are in the month of June, and 2nd June. When you say June, a big month for the NDC as a political party. We have NDC history now. June, a big deal for the party, and I'm told say party no a list of activities are omobeyeno bosumi we nyina mu. We'll be joined by Deputy Communications Officer Ma NDC Amanyoko Godwin Akogan to give us some insight into the outlook of June for the NDC activities. He will join me very soon. But let me read some of your messages. Emil Smith or say respect, BB. Thank you, my brother. Kojo Smart said, BB, the case of the fake doctor is a very worrying issue and a huge embarrassment to the nation. I think a serious investigation must be conducted and the necessary sanctions applied as soon as possible. Daniel Odu said, B. Brown, Victor Salome was very sick and yet he was tried and sentenced into prison where he finally went to die. So Foriata must come down, whether by hook or crook, to answer the charges leveled against him. Potassium 1 and so Bibi, during the time of imposing the draconian e-levy on the vulnerable Ghanaians, NPP brought in a sick MP to Parliament using an ambulance and a wheelchair to come and impose the hardship on Ghanaians. So who is Ken Ofori-Atta that cannot go through same process? Interpol must deport Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana to face accountability. I remember that matter. E-levy. Na MPP for one Rashid here woman numbers to pass E-levy. Mokai. Ambulance kofa MP awayare. Ebejina parliament. So omrame tuaba. Even in his condition. Na accountability there so will be arranti ntimi mane emfane ma back. Na wo mama mejina mrano. Well, Daniel Edu said, Bibi, I think the OSP must be removed from office and replaced with lawyer Martin Kpebu because Kisie Jabeng is inexperienced for the job. Views, and Daniel is watching us live at Doha in Qatar. Kojo Smart once again says, my deepest condolences to the family of Chairman Adekoka and the Akatamansonian family. May God rest his gentle soul in perfect peace. He continues to say, Bibi, the day of reckoning is coming for Ken Ofori-Atta in spite of all his theatrics. NPP has hit rock bottom under the leadership of Akufo-Addo and Bawumia as well as Afenyo Makin. Paul Ni Odoi said, my biggest condolences goes to Chairman Joseph Ni Adekoka and his family. May his soul rest in peace. Well, you don't wish the dead condolences. Or no, nipa otiasini condolences, mano. May he rest in peace. Potassium 1, minim say, media drobia gusho ni mudia, but you are hooked on and addicted, and I love this positive addiction. Also, Bibi Otumfo and President Mahama are having a live meeting in the Jubilee House, but I chose EpaHoaDaben. I am addicted to this show that I don't know what can push me away from it. Potassium 1, this is positive addiction. Let's keep it going, eh? Paul Neo Odoi said, good afternoon, Bibi. It seems all the MPP members are sick because immediately they are called to answer questions, then they say they are sick. Example, Professor Ameyaw Ekumfi, Chairman Wontumi, and Ken Ofori-Atta, waiting for the sickness of pain, and when he's called to answer questions. Well, I am Eji Brighton, so I join you live on Facebook with his thoughts and says, I will say it again and again, OSP should get the hell out of that office. He doesn't know what President John Mahama's reset agenda is all about. Mr. President, fire the man. Okay. Komensa Pillar 2, at the Freedom Kwabenya no diaba, say NDC must stop destroying our democracy. Aden Chairman Wontumi wakum nipa na asemo owie no de ato so ochia Haji Safia Mohammed eno wo de aba positive change ewo Madina or de aba or say we were told by some people that President John Mahama and his administration can never bring down the prices of goods and services. Today, what do we see? The price of fuel, food, transport fares and beverages are all going down. Good governance is really in motion. Now, okay. So, good afternoon, Bibi. It doesn't lie in the mouth of Gary Nimakon to ask Ghanaians what interests do they have in Ken Ofori-Atta versus Special Prosecutors Bruhaha. We were in this country where the NPP told us that the Akufo-Addo's government has completed all the Agenda 111 hospitals across Ghana. My question is, why can't Ken Ofori-Atta seek medical attention in any of these Agenda 111 hospitals established by the NPP? Ken Ofori-Atta must come to Ghana and answer questions, or Special Prosecutor must declare him a fugitive and allow Interpol deport him to Ghana and face accountability. My regards to Honorable Rita Awate, Eastern Regional Minister, Nedia Ode Abba. Now, I saw a statement to be a free the National Peace Council in Krabata, Ashanti region. Now, if we have the statement from the National Peace Council, let's show it to our viewers on Facebook. Now, Apostle Dr. Bright Bill Kwabla Susu, I joined him or a member Emma Ashanti Regional Peace Council. Now, almost the statement to be Ababeto Abontenia. me pese yedi ASR statement yi ho enkomo kakra ma me nkɔ apostle ho na me ne no enkɔtwetwe sa enkomo apostle wote me nka happy fm so ni me ma wo aha eda wase bebre ne wo mra wonya wo ye ho.
Yo, good afternoon. Yes, hello.
Yeah, apostle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. So there is a statement from the Ashanti Regional Peace Council. Pacho obrofo no any utwi no say de be fra sa anambwa.
Yeah, de be fra.
Yeah, de be fra. Yeah, de nyame ase. So watima se sa. Mo de statement bi aba mo bo oman ne kokko efa Ghana ya sumdwe ho. Na mo kira mo asem ne se yemmo asumdwe na ye wo no ho ban yie pa. Esane enema bi a mo hunu a mo de mo ani atofo mo hunu nti. Wadama Ashanti Regional Peace Council edie na mo hunu a mo bo oman ni nyina akokɔ sɛ yembo Ghana ya sumdwe ho ban.
Yo, edi kan no medenchiama wetefo nyina. Na medenchiam so for Peace Council Ashanti Region ho edema wetefo. Na nye yehu enye adefufuro bia. Say yengine nim say sub-region no you face threats with terrorism and other things. I feel so you share secondary schools maybe or what a choni idea or what just a nema ekoso no here set your may niko home. You share transport fares yeah emra abase agava fontito soa enti asie nye adwuma no ene edi eni ato se ehia se ye bogana fokoko se asundwe irade de amaye no ye ma modern ye mo ho ba because enema be brain na ekoso a little thing can cause or trigger other things abema asundwe irade de amaye no be free answer enti eno ho ena amaye a trust statement.
Na enema abobo so yi obi beka say how imminent are they in terms of the threats? I say ye ye ni akanse bia na
yo there be entisa won say maintain one say eba o man mu a enkrofobia homo pekwan rem dada terrorists ni ade no until when there is strife it opens the door for such things to come in. So I driver for yentia yentia so when you about my name say a breeding ground for other things. And a share school for Nema Echo so in my Nema a bit to me a hard dream said this is maintain was it. Won't say Nemanka near Sinemfa Hono na about the room. Na mo how about my mo na so very at the my na free answer into no sanity
na a driver for Ashanti adua asem ya wokan obi bebusa se no nyanka Ghana ha no e normal ye to lorry fare mu a penche no cost after be 2 weeks ni mu adwo ye te so na amanfo ntom ho ase a kakra bo se mu adwo hu saa yade anu ohye a enu nti a whole Peace Council Ashanti Region will issue such a statement.
Okay. Yeah, no dear. A near man kitchen be a bit near hard in the air no. Yeah, me any home. Because little foxes spoil the vine.
That's right.
Near man kitchen a jacket wa bit me at the jacket abba. Intina, yembesi a bit now will be taken by surprise. Maybe BSC into your book cocoa. Na igma ye nearby a hoso send a beya. Yemma crime be inquisitive because we believe in rule of law. And to say Emraba say na yenya. I was here to say a taisi say I was say you take transfer fair near Manema so it be no 2020 to me back. But I was here to say it doesn't help progress. So we are building, we are developing a nation. And we have to be very careful not to disturb the process we are running the nation with.
Okay. Who here say Ebrano Brown, Ebe Kaka, Yahuna, Yatutu, Yahuyan so for.
Exactly.
Metiase from that angle. Now, just about 5 months near your Kotoaba. Your Koaba Tono, there were major incidents. You know, say Ablekuma North, we have not brought a closure to Ablekuma North.
Yes.
Ostensibly, at the heart of Sane Main, in answer violence, so we saw incidents of Penchene in Tokwasem Kakre Koso during the election. Police are yet to arrest and deal with people. That men are National Peace Council for more cancer and maybe.
Yo, me that say, Peace Council, yeah, my power. One thing we do is that we go behind the scenes and we try to quench the fire from behind the scenes. But we come out when it's necessary. And you know, we are doing a lot of work behind the scenes. One thing and I said, you don't do it on camera. And we do it behind the scenes. But we don't broadcast it. Nay, Peace Council and more so can be the Masani and it's me before. And you know, we are really working. And she said, here say you back out, we come out when it's necessary.
Matthias, me busa because 2028 abaye bekwa kwoto no. Se ohwe ne course 2024. Any senior stakes near high for the 2028 about to bekwa. One would have thought say ye can be a imminent threat to our democracy. The Peace Council should be more concerned about the next election and esuhuna yenyenhunu 2024 any niema akamua yenka ho asem. One would have thought say a statement like this should have rather reflected on saniemano than transport fares yate so amanfo mentime ho asinti betimi ntokwaba the issue of emebunu a womo ewo omye addicted to narcotics near the idea has been with us all this while. Sanema we were here, but near eminent threat to our democracy is the way in politics. At the court elections, more you who be 2024. You be no dress rehearsal for 2028. And yes, our issues when I said Peace Council for more issue statements on it.
Yo, me that say. Me actually say the big trivia and the higher soon be here. I'll see about who they wrote. I think so. 2028. The I say me I'm a new say. Your cost schools acquire peace education. Your constitutions acquire peace education. And to know, breast say you're back out. May issue statement. We will come out and issue the statement. But I say no near. You didn't to from what you who you know. I near my own say and kitchen. And also between me, I had me during 2028 elections. You can have the beginning there. I think we have to consider every issue that can disturb our peace, whether small or big or whatever.
Whether small or big. Yeah. Very well. Apostle, me your time be bring me di si hanama da wase ene wo bra wanya me ho.
You radin come home.
Radin come so hono nshira papa. Opani amene ne kasa ye Apostle Dr. Bright Bill Kwabala Susu, we a member Ashanti Regional Peace Council, National Peace Council. Now, omo the statement be ba bontene omo boy kokko se ene me bi koso omo animu ayan ha ebetimi andamine oman na sumdua ye wo. Na it was quite intriguing because me hwe niema a yekoso oman animu a niema we no I'm not sure if Lori first betimi de ntokwasem ba oman animu. But I mean, extremism, yes, terrorism is an imminent threat we need to guard against. But my concern is major political issues are threatening peace. Peace Council has been in a take of affairs. But much has not been heard from them, especially with last elections. I call in some way CC. Intina. Etwetwema so kakra se sa na mani nyina wo ho na ya sign ho koka se Lori first na mente me ho ase wo ho no ya hwe ni ye betimi de ntokwasem aba almost must identify proliferation of a two-war senior high school so funny be youth in drugs. We've been living with this situation for how long? Youth in drugs and also socio-economic inequalities. There's a uhia a war threaten or many peace. For you, I would say do you consider Sanema we eminent threat? Me eminent threat and patches say maybe and menim he ya when ya nye bribia ebetimi am man no abo ama breach abo ana. And I also said there are more high stake issues that the National Peace Council should be speaking to rather than these ones. I don't seek to trivialize no makakane but me de tutun seni any number way. Say for you, also so no uhunu sa enseme esen. Makacho said the month of June is an important month for the National Democratic Congress, NDC. EpaHoaDaben. Na uni NDC abakosemo a ubehunu ne ntia June eye significant ma party ne pa. Party no ese omo de neme bi agu akwan mu a omo de be mark eye a number of activities a womo ede ato akwan mu. Joining us Deputy Director of Communications and as a Deputy Communications Officer, and this is for title no, and I've been talking about titles and the fake nature of titles. I must get this correctly. Or Deputy Communications Officer, the Director of Communications and a Deputy Director, and my man fake title. I heard with Pierre Tebeka say we a fake man. My rabbi said Godwin Akogan is my guest. Me have more.
I'm a Joe baby. Pacho eno crepa. My feel brutal.
Yes, my feel pa.
Na bia boko de.
Oba da da Roma ye ho ye. You're looking good.
Says you're white and so sober.
Me say. Na no crash so Ghana for so passable. I was wondering. Yeah, sure. It's a program you show me see me kind Facebook messages ah. Obi dadwene ade ha ne pa ne say ade na mabodwo ye white na mitiri mu de white ni.
Obi ane ne de. And yes we de chakata de so.
You can't fight nature, you
know. Exactly.
Na boko de.
Nyame adom bibia boko.
Do bo ade nyankopon.
So far so good.
So far so good now wakano ama. What is good so far?
Bibi, mamdi kai and happy for us.
Right.
I feel me nyama.
No correct.
Into the memo be as official.
No kasem.
Na meka say so far so good. Say enyama bebre why nanka politicians. Enanka yeba enyeba. Yes one petrol gallon ni say one way when buy price say we say to say and all that.
Yeah, the docuno ko parliament.
Yeah, the docuno ko parliament. Yeah, the big radio station na there.
Yeah.
Ebi kura enya koko a ya de gari amex se na be ya be skip lunch. Mwedu. And this time round it has turned. Enya politicians eneka.
Yeah.
Yetimemufo. Omo a ade no efa wo omo ho no eno modi ho adanse etumi ema ho se enye se wo instigate enkrofo se monko kase and it is also not organized. You can see people with their faces and ade omo communicate momra ha de rice no enye 500 bio eye 250 eye say so that one alone into the mameka say
okay,
so far so good. To the extent to say interviewer uyesisi ideally yenim sanka serious security enema bi enanka emma your friends a peace council for APA and ade but this time round almost say petrol na yate so no driver for mama enkrofo no enfili and yes they can revolt maybe that revolution will be against the drivers or something. But however it goes, it may be chaos.
Yeah.
For some time, no, nanka untante omokasa bebrese. But enedie, say everybody can see the change in the air, and everybody wants to be part of that change. And nuntina medo mwase. You see, sometimes one here na obi activities previously no. Ebema, you will not see the good that people are doing now.
Yeah.
But to be say no, na mo anye say na whatever the situation is, no. Someone who say we e the basayebi ebeba. No problem. Let's all adhere to it and see how we'll be able to do it. But you see, when it comes to this peace council, one significant thing, Abibi, ye to me a year, not ye year, me assure say a lot of things will not even be needed in this country. The first thing is having trust in elections in Ghana.
That's right.
See a tea no free wa me, I know the only red flag. I mean, who Ghana?
GDI electoral process
commission in the electoral process. That is the only thing.
The commission and the process.
The commission and the process, because you see, if you look at the role of the commissioner, lead the process.
That's right.
With the political parties.
That's true.
Almost stands, ebe to me abwa ama confidence I then.
Abba.
And nuntina my best example until tomorrow will be Afarijan.
Okay.
When no air kasano, se uba nenimu 33 times obitiu 33 times.
Yeah.
So that confidence who to make sure wape bibie jina so the akọ demonstration. Upe bibie jina so he has given you audience. Edi mbio na betumi akwakoka. So these are some of the things that currently we are lacking on both sides, both NDC and NPP. We are all lacking there. Nyame yadom na yetumi ekodrum pempenso bi na yetumi a trust system. Yetumi trust commission. Menya sure say this with him were coming and I say something would ever come to your friend and says OBJ will be a Fifth Republic or Ghana or Ben or something. The only thing election matters.
Election matters.
And it is also creeping gradually into your friend and say tribal and
you repeat tribal sentiments
around elections. Exactly. Into and then Boko conference beba kusasi and Mamprusi way and away. So MPP exactly. Even the last election results, you can see areas are MPP Enya 0, areas are NDC Efeli, and all those things you can tell. So these are some of the few things that when we're able to clear, Obi nkoye ohinte duechi, enkoshe baby, embe country say media when the time a chinti uka bibia minti and all those. And you see, one significant thing that all these things too is happening, and it's those in the middle.
The neutrals.
The
so-called neutrals.
The so-called neutrals. But indeed, you can doubt their neutrality.
Okay.
But I can tell you in all honesty, there are neutrals in this country.
There are.
Plenty.
I see.
And minya text message be made to me at the actual.
Okay.
An MPP person. Me wa mikasa me wafa not blood related.
Yeah.
Na me wo a sister station.
Okay.
And na or sending me message be. No sending me message, you know. Me share ya na me say nah. Ofa sorry pa na SNA adewe edi amame. You can read the message.
Okay. You want me to read that out?
Yes, you can read it out. I don't mind.
So okay, so it says, "Good morning. Your speech on Chairman Ade's death was a heart-touching one. Keep it up, comrade. My daughter is in SHS 1. I haven't heard of any cancellation of the free SHS. Nigeria Naira is depreciating. Ghana cedis is appreciating. 15% reduction of transport fares. I am a core NPP supporter, but gradually I am being convinced."
So
and this came from an NPP man.
An NPP person. Also, I say, Mr. Sari.
Okay.
And if you see some of these messages, to me who say people can change their mind genuinely based on what is happening around the person.
Okay.
1, 2, how you are communicating not communicating to MPP people, but communicating to the people of Ghana. That one alone, if somebody as hardcore as Mr. Asari can send me this message, na purchase me continue studio, na MPP ni me pin krana. I must take my focus off that person and look at the larger people.
Okay.
Now, sometimes our communication are targeted at our own people to make them happy, to jab, to throw punches and all that. Because he and then they will tell you why hit you. What might be before now is small. What are the neutrals also saying? Those who are doing business, how is that going to affect their business and all those things? So when we remain focused on some of these things, we can be in power longer than we ever thought.
And coming from you, being the deputy communication officer, it sounds to me, say, that is how our matching orders and communicators to stay focused.
You see, I will not say matching orders.
Okay.
But you see, it is a consideration that you must make.
Okay.
And then obi akodwaso. Or say atete so. Manya your friend is say bag and kabekwa cotton 500. Maybe I'm at 300 and I'm at 250. Now say obi kofa assembly isi wo baby eba. Will you want to focus on that one? It will derail your progress. And Niema air cost one crofo pese who have a feel of it. You turn the thing around. Nothing at the end of the day, Bisa what is the person listening to you taking home? In the next minute, maybe I will see if you throw room. In the next minute, free baby can they hear no?
So one of the things in Swa air cost, I mean, beyond the good things happening, the CD gaining strength. Economy now bounce back and all of that, is also accusations say mutitia more political opponents far who do so. They cite the likes of Chairman Wontumi and the strict and tough bail conditions are now Wontumi meet the style of arrest. And one more my friend one bambrenim so far. Mutie more political opponents are they have a difficulty with style and approach, Some of the neutrals may also have issues with style and approach in EB.
Because of neutrals and BB. Anka metete na. Kaka we are. I'm moving free so go. So you understand? That would be my usual response on a normal day. But neutrals for 8 years. And until respectfully Mubama ni pakrono ehu. Boni awedi.
Okay.
The total cost. Say uye bibia ubisa ho say mema obi bail 1,000 cedis. Obeko fie. Say odwane a 1,000 ni tua ubo ho prensa anase 9 krana obi betumi etua amano no wanya ne ho edi. But investigation a ekoso no ahe ene se papa no afa.
Okay. Anise kadodo se na ye mu hwehwe mu. Okay.
Ena cases ben ena ye inti se ni pakro no eti ase say one eye nsuo a wasai forest a wasai ejuma oya oni ho tumi na osan so eji nkrofo sika etwa efa edema wonom ena sika sebi mpredu asa wakwakoje so de kwakodro eburo na one fan kodo eburo and all those issues money laundering kra abem ekwan a ne sika efa so ekote ewo amanone a emfa ye banking system no ene ade a enipa kro no ebeti ase se se net ye de a enye se ye hwe se eye wuntumi ebi so gina baby e ka se wuntumi e national chairman no enu nti na bi e pese ye yesa no many pa kro na ti ase se wuntumi eye regional chairman Krano, we got our best results in Ashanti region. We got more seats than anybody in Ashanti region. In Kiankoba, Ababe national chairman, Onukra Nesan give piano and maneko because the net effect will be better than what we have today. In Tianka, ono enye problem. Eba ne se bia MPP ene pese yebubu omo prayer. Menye sure sanka wuntumi na ebe so ni musi pese yebu na prayer because se me so gabi mua apreno ebebu kese because on one kasa party for anka bebre kra and say them feeling is
Chana huno.
I'm telling you no intia no ebebubu o ma pre kakra menya ba omia case bi na me so mo ya ebe affect you because it's a hopeful for their next elections and idea. These are the people that would have wanted to attack if it is political. However, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the second coming a totally different thing. One, a reputation Ghana for in the next 20-50 years, ebe bonidin comparable to some of the best that whoever you want. You can say mention first three.
First three former presidents.
Exactly.
How am I distinguish you?
I distinguish Nanidin because obviously baby Kwame Nkrumah one day him say he's unparalleled.
Exactly.
Into year ni free ho na be bo miensa na nka ne papa mu a ubo John Dramani Mahama ubo Rawlings ubo Mills and we into he wants to be part of that record setting. Into ombeye enema basabasa bia. Look at the speed of work. Look at the improvement of a lot of things in just a friend saying 6 months. 24-hour economic ra enya emaye na yebabe launch no July ebe kra no. Look at what is already happening. Go board alone is able to change our currency situation. Ene dollar ebu Ghana. Kwa bontina kwa abochi wo say chale mi pe cedis. Obeka cho say minibi say me dollar aka me say me pounds aka me say it these are some of the improvements we are having in the system. We will not do anything for somebody to say bia say been pray do yasa kwabnado for obia ne bank enye hwe ye gu no sika ahe na yede to ni chi so
yebetime gu bank a onye boni bia.
Yes, and for the past 6 years Bank of Ghana has been negotiating with him.
I see. Yes.
And he has won 3 of his cases in court. So Bank of Ghana was negotiating with him until they left office, and the current Bank of Ghana is still continuing with it. Said Wagungu, Bonibena, Oyeye. Yes, say, onye she oniska onya be adwuma. However, you believe we say contract be ye tuama na adwuma wa ye ehun sika enodiko bie bank. Oko court sika bena yede to ni tiri so woyomi ya investigating no sika bena yede to ni tiri so se Ghana for yankasa say sankrofo sika yi esobi ebi 100 million ebi 150 million. I think number one was 150 million so 120 million and no call court and no be 80 million and all those things. So these are no new things into samoka sebia NDC 4 there yedi omo call ye no ebi 100 million ebi 150 million yanka ho asem na so obi de 50 million na no na ye ka ho asem a na che say Ghanaians are not being fair to NDC. Say NDC de yemfe kuma mo yetrimu enku yen na se koye MPP dia na che say yengum kakra because MPP eba ne sa mo ne NDC 4 endi ni ye and all these things so no investigations na ekosi ehefa. Despite sika de bom trisu nyina no ekosi hifa intimi nua friend saying won to me me schoolmate Prempe college for eni enya yasem mesre no. It is not just about him. It's about precedents. It's about Ghana. Yen kind no emfa nyehwe say okokota sabe yenku whatever the situation is no onhu betumi aba out clean. Ato force more and all those things went to court. And then omonam ho the minister krama Ghana for enya ho emphasis. So people shouldn't paint that picture, especially with the middle class. They should understand these things. It's not about somebody, but the quantum of money we are talking of. And say yet best also a certain example be in case he's wrong.
How do you respond to the criticism say mo pese mo ginger mo fans ne mo foot soldier base? Until you are treating wound to me that way, say beya more food soldiers in rank and file, but we say oral ne corruption so sana mukasimu between more yeah because since the Attorney General came to brief the nation, you said them who major prosecution be and you needed to do this to assuage tension now of course within your party.
Obi obeka say be ameka chan say that is not the case.
Okay.
First of all, say obi benyan wa enye bail. two people 50 million cedis, unya 25 million back or 25 million back. The same day, it be you.
Enough from Sanso. Say no, I bring Ukraine and Winnie.
No, what I mean is, you see, say na obe brimuno, it be depending on a lot of things. Bibi, say bibi to me ene. At least me butuemu. Minim say muko mu a nipa 9 bi ombe pie die. Ombe so mu prekope. But sometimes before bibe baili uno. And so onya omu gidie soronko.
Okay.
Say nipa kono o meye politician de bia na eko eba. Because ono so ebusua me property we kosi awowa e kina bi na asem bi si a me property na ekono etoso mienu so no if the thing is not political and say bia eye intwatu so bia it is easy for somebody to come to your aid senya sa it is difficult so obenya nipa amanaba especially this political etoso mienu getting it na nkasa no and say anye big deal what you say but there were a lot of people in Ghana more properties are yen register and also yenji. Those are some of the difficult. Aha, those are some of the difficulties that a lot of people are facing. Nyese be own to me enya. Patriotima say. So build the yenfa and punish it nipa because it's easy to get it. But prosecution no. Eye bibia omuhia as an assurance say wunyane because kana so udwane po a ebenye bibi mu ediaso. That is all. Your uncle Bibria omu free fee and a echo court. And this is not the only thing. So the only case I ever court. Your uncle Bibria omu di enkwado omu mpese omu party for no crabete. One wako, one or conifie, one or conifie. And because he knows what is ahead of him. Judges Bibria omu tie radio. Omutie radio into free course na koya kakabensem na koye bibia o say akwa we metre ni bibi kakra we are all human into rompene ho asem on pese be political party on no kosum Ghana ene yese bia mfumso bia ba enye bibia aso na yedu especially on causing financial loss to the state it can be say who needs ka na so bibia o san ya wan kan ni yie no amo maya hriska ye do kwade na be ye ti anya fe no babe minim crofo mo ye plea bargain and all that. Intino, emi ya se to me yamani dieno and why did it? Abra no one kasa enim de ekoso. And let me also salute the lawyer.
Okay, yeah, lawyer
Apia Kubi. Matured, knows what is at stake, and is doing everything possible not to anger anybody. And look rano, Emma obi any need delay crana. Obuo bi so the money bia no or the say buo no ebe ma no and I salute him me bon pa say mo bia nya case na so nya case hwehwe ne tiri akwan because I have seen lawyers who come out of court say some things and all those things omu wie no mo ye plea bargain ne mo lawyer kro ni din but oye plea bargain to see what will you gain from all these things she miskra efutu bi ade bia metu se wunya asem lawyer or a politician, men tell you so.
Or the politics be for law.
Or the politics be for law. No.
I'm on why he.
Or be preso say obesia camera in tentem. A banesana. Exactly. Ti banesana one here no asem no akwakọ ye ibi. Inti trick e bianka all babe ye no e dan mu e babe your court no akoka. Na we ate and na so bia enya ne case kura no lawyer bi o say ote akwa interview no o kokota you should close we e ma no so betumi e face ya na wa say obi asem you know
nti enye mo rank and file na mo pese mo excite with the arrest of chairman.
Not at all and let me also say attorney general hey me too chairman
why then so far press conferences and
apart from that one all the press conferences that he has done on enema omo I investigate omo de air court enade no ba kokra ni ho betuma fom. Let me explain to you.
Okay.
He is not a populist in the first place.
Then why the press conferences? Because it means like I say populism tina woye ni woye.
Enya no kre. He is somebody who wants to carry people along. And before you see him coming out with a press conference, a lot of questions have been asked by the media. And you see, we had about 120 corrupt cases. Now, your opposition, and there's pressure from media, and my way. Sometimes the press conferences calms nerves. And we say, you're fee, but a investigation. A be or what, and here cross will be prosecuted. A be or hokrana, and said on your criminals, into say nipa chrono or 10 say near a year. We don't need to prosecute this one. Government will get its money, and then we are fine with it and all. So he wants to carry the nation. Inti edubua hindi na okoye gidi no. Ohana mika sa kai. Edubua hin. Oko si attorney general. Ekoye eibi. Ene edubua hin eye plea bargain. Ene win to me. Osiu attorney general. Ose asemno watwe sign. I don't know if you've seen that.
He didn't sue the attorney general per se. He applied to the court for the bail bond not to be reviewed.
Nina, file a suit. This is
more
suit
of an
number.
application than a suit.
Okay, Muna Marco Law School. But you see, what did he do? He has withdrawn that matter because our lawyer beer. Sadi we entry. Yes, right. Senebeya, the open. So ko apili na me ko opozua akwa bibi chenchene but yakasa ne nyina ete ho ase ya una wo ko fie free.
Very well.
What? So these are some of the things that people must learn and educate yourselves. BBC gidi yakwakoda yoko ebo 10 no bia eko oh yenu beko yedu sha menanima obi akoda ne yire achi
ese de dade funu.
So these are some of the things that people must just.
Say second for that when you it's a virtual interrogation. Say OSP be accept here. And then me call me Facebook so I'm for Japan because say John Mahama must sack the OSP because I say ogugo ni memu ama kenoforiata mo party for ni bi so adwande then they say he must bring Ken hook by hook at all cost. What's the sentiment within the party like?
OSP cannot be sacked based on the appointments Emrana setting up unto me and Kopamono. Secondly, on no any prosecution. However, yana and Crawford yai amana say yai here for the Jimmy Pa.
I don't know casa.
Me casa say Aquacusi say Mobinko we are body.
Yeah.
Your sonny pechi. Ni nine and kafom.
Baby.
Body and so a fire no. Sabin preduasa, Odi Koduaswa, Andrew Tazen. Your sonny pechi. Oni say, oni right, oni bibia. A biswa, anke comne deno. Ene bia okutai. Ene, a sikafo, it me fa lawyers I can see. And nunti, or see or no dear. Or better in America. Montutu no.
So yare. The lawyer said, why is it difficult for people to understand that Ken is sick?
It's because of Nisubai. Sure, and unse Professor Amir Kunfi. Yeah, I mean, person me use as an example too much because he's one of the MPP people that I respect a lot. And me kana semane you understand that how many times I say oyare
a number
of times. Won't to me asembaye or say me yare Ken or say me yare e banesa utumi hu say fie bi na achi nipa ana bibia etesa enya say oyare onu ankasa enim boni awodi.
But in the case of Ken, the doctors ankasa throw to the OSP, which confirms that oyare.
Right? Chairman of Oswampofo.
Yeah.
Oko court over 80 times. Emudu duona Medina Chiko.
Okay.
There was one I could virtually see the pain in Oswampofo's eyes.
Nano home fano.
Oyare yakwakoye nechi operation.
Okay.
He was supposed to be there for a month
Also arrested.
Recover. But a court date. The lawyers ye bibia say, anka yen the next month. Yampene. Emma nefa plane from US. Etina blame enontino or sheda efa plane sope. When to me a straight.
Also ujina kakra no home
kakra and sana plane no.
The transit nkwa no ye de basa.
Odi bedru Ghana. Yes, a case is adjourned. Midonyame. I could virtually see the pain in this man's eyes.
Or the fresh surgery ni buy.
Or
buy so your journey court day.
For doctors in Ghana to continue. Sebe, chairman of Uswampofo. And he was a sitting chairman of the largest opposition party as at that time. Yedidino. Men kasi enfe ni obi. But obia onim se utrimu fine no. Wunsuro mra. Wunsuro bibia, you are ready to face the law. Ken Oforiata, and me national chairman, why no Wuska?
Minti chire.
Chire, because we better watch the BB.
Minti chire.
Finance minister. You can even charter a flight and go back with the same flight the same day. So if you not charter krana, ube to me abba akwa kotoaso. People go for surgeries outside and come back and continue their work. So what is this big deal? Apart from the fact say opese ode eniema eternal, there's nothing that I can say again for him.
Very well.
Intino, I am not capable of advising the OSP. I'm my lord. Me law. Me law me ye first degree. And one no mean to me practice that. Mean to me en 24. Onu no nim de obeye. Onu so na de adwuma na den ahyenensa. So we can't do much.
Let's move on and wrap up. June, what the number of activities be able to do? Mo say the month of June, mo they mark some key milestones.
Yeah.
Walk us through. Any DNC mo ni subusumi June as a party the NDC.
Okay, what I say. NDC June bosome.
Okay.
Because a lot of things that we went through was due to friends and people's sacrifices and all that. Edikai June 4th, exactly, was a revolution day. And yeka revolution day, the principles are yejina so Emma Ghana for edi yechi say things must change in Ghana. It happened on the 4th. But for the past 8 years, we have decided say young park ne so enko ye march enko raise flags speeches na yapon.
Okay.
The day before, which is the 3rd of June, Eyechina, ye see ho a symposium.
Okay.
Ye pese nipa etiasie why the revolution. What was the antecedent? Satam obi enwa dokono kra na emi na yakwakoto ni yakwako nwa ofie. That was the hardship that we had under any other administration, even President Kofo ne Ekufuado mu nyina akra no. The worst form no, it was not at that time.
Yeah.
Things were so difficult. Toilet paper unyanto. Milk okra dey friend essential commodity. Semina edi dware friend essential commodity. And to my no betuma akwakoto ho no. Kanina untumi enkoto. Omo mo makola no. Omo te entuma ne ho na de akyekyere praye ho. Na de asensen ho. Say do weni be hu ntuma de oni hu da. People must go and say you know, na be say praye we hwan dia. No aka kire say mame no te ha ne dia. Ko hu no. Ansana kalabuli wakwako yintumano aton ediamao. People must understand it. Senebeya ye gidigidi ye nyina no, we will never get to that stage again as a nation.
Okay.
And also for people to appreciate where we are. There's something that was said about the revolution. Ye boma, ye say, because of those hoarding. And they say, Nyamaba, military administration. So when you're girl, I am far mau. When you're busuenia, I am far mau. So be kaifa to be golf race. Those were some of the things that were happening. The ordinary Ghanaians were getting important. You two and crofofo.
Okay.
Say
never again.
Never again.
Okay.
And all that. We are not June 4th and also so abba. We are the next thing.
And this will be the 46th anniversary.
46th anniversary.
Okay.
Ne patches that time me di your friend say 1 year, yeah. It's you so na yaba June 10th.
Okay.
June 10th a da ye the war NDC
party no.
Exactly.
Okay.
We started the formations earlier, but the day I had a certificate as a political party that can go out and campaign for Rawlings to also remove his military and decide say political party was on the 10th of June.
Okay.
Into that
1992.
Day exactly.
So
that day to
years.
33 years and I celebrate we.
Okay.
We are another the party office.
Okay.
The first one is at Agomenya.
Okay.
And the next one is at friends Kobredumase.
Okay.
So from here I am moving there for the organization of it. Agomenya
okay.
as a symposium.
Okay.
The next day is the march on the parish hall park.
Okay.
Friend is saying Kobredumase. On the 10th,
but
party
why
office.
The Krobo area? Because
June 4th, no? Yes, because 3rd and 4th.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's the same community, and that is how we do our June 4th.
Okay.
We pick one village in one constituency, and as a constituency 3 na kabum na area. We pick one here, but it must be close.
Okay.
Senebeya, yabeda hona, and the next day, no.
But why the Krobo area? Is it because our most stronghold?
No, we move with it.
Okay.
Every year, last year, you celebrate your Asin. Friend said because we're having a by-election there, so we thought we should take it there, and next year, so we always take it around. It was the other one was in Greater Accra, and then we are now moving to Eastern Region. Every it's only 31st, and I center no. But June 4th there, we will go across the country.
Very well.
Until year 10th, no so na yaba 19th.
Okay.
19th no, the Cadence Day.
Okay.
Yaka Cadence Day. Modern bo a Ghana for aye from Cades. Sorry tia abra military for ekura etio with bare hands. They didn't have arm, they didn't have anything. But they fought the military, disarmed them, and took over power. It is 19th of June, so no, the Kai Cades and contribution to saving Ghana. For the first time, we are declaring 22nd as the Rawlings Day.
22nd June.
June.
Why 22nd June?
A Rawlings birthday.
Okay.
So we have chosen that as from now, this will be our first anniversary celebrating it.
Okay.
But this is how it is always going to be. We'll remember Rawlings
every 22nd June.
Every 22nd June.
Okay.
And then so it is also happening at the party
headquarters
office. Senebeya will improve upon that and also move that one to across the nations. Senebeya, people
will you have this 22nd June in your constitution finally so that it's cast in stone? Obi Obebebia 22nd June is within the NDC's constitution, say Rawlings Day.
FEC has accepted it.
Okay.
We must take it to NEC.
Okay.
And the next review, Congress, decided, then it is approved.
Okay.
And until this one is being done at the party office, it will be as good as we would want to have it.
Rawlings Day, there's some to Safran and Nakunadu Rawlings.
It's a Rawlings Day, it's a party event. We are not making it too much of a family event.
Okay.
However, it is fair to throw invitation to everybody, every political party. And for me, this is a personal thing. It would be very beautiful if Nana Kunedu would accept to come for us to have the event. Why not?
Okay.
Invitations are even gone out already.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
And watch us on June 4th. The family has always been with us. And Rawlings, friend is a friend saying
Zenato?
no, Yasantua is in charge of the foundation and idea. So invitation to is gone and all that. So it is not something that we would disrespect. Listen, let me tell you something about wives. There's a reason why people say, when you're a successful man, is give credit to the. There's a way of saying it.
Behind every successful
man is a woman. Picture Rollins going to be killed. Nani yere a lot of people don't know the role of Kunedu in the fight to release
Rollins.
He remembered every soldier that he knew. Say, Papa no eko akwako jina ho. Oja mu nyina oka say, let my people go. He took all the responsibility to die alone. Are you going to watch him die?
That's what Mrs. Rollins did.
Yes, behind the scene.
Called upon all the soldiers.
People went round. So are you going to watch him die? He didn't mention anybody's name. And that spirit entered the military people to say on the night before his death, they will also risk their life
to rescue
him. Obia Oba the face, as your friend is saying, a military officer. Zaneto is 47 years, the firstborn. And no, from day one, he sacrificed his family to fight for the cause of Ghana.
I think at the time, Nana Kunedu was pregnant.
Exactly. So these are some of the things that Obia Bonekrana, Anka Nyonoa, Kianti NDC, Anka Benya, Deputy Communication Officer, Ababetra, Kahina Mewo, Ebianka me Timmy baby, you get what I mean? So you cannot be seen to be happy about a party and forget about where it began and people who have made sacrifices.
So this would also be an occasion for reconciliation, more or less.
It can be occasion for a lot of things. I don't want to limit it to Ebia, Kunedu, and I say every event that we do, they all come. Ebia Mamenepe and Ebia entire Ehuno and idea. But when he was doing, I think last 3 years or last 4 years, they were doing a program for Rawlings. They invited the party. We were there with Nana Kunedu, the family, and all those things. Your friend is Golden Tulip, now like I said, yes, I've forgotten the name of the place. They had a beautiful ceremony there. We were all to
invite him, but more in this Nana Kunedu.
And I may say the invitation will go.
It is up to her to say so.
Exactly. Oka says up to her, Krana. Yeah, no. What you say? There are senior people who can
talk to her
and all those things. A lot of things will always happen behind. What you say? When it comes to Rawlings and the family, untumini obia infrim. So be your bonnet krana. Okay, and name be a wire. Then so basically these are the events that we have earmarked starting from tomorrow at Agomeda. So we are calling on all the media houses. There was Kakra and Kedimunina Yenis Kakra.
Gold board that banamo.
Oh, there be no ya bensica. Yan party the comrades yani and you.
And I saw comrades Bobo comrades in any.
Ain't you no there? Hey, no there that low key level, but what the better I say. Low key level, aha. Ain't be more correspondence or more Eastern region, not my bomo. And Kayena or my barber cover area mamo.
Godwin Akogan.
Vivi,
Deputy Communication
Officer.
Let's have more of you.
I'll do that.
Thanks for passing through an area. Godwin Akogan, Deputy.
Amaliba send a quote to you then now to Sweden.
Amaliba. There hasn't been a day. Why your appearance on the show on she suit?
Me say Nisika award. Me say Nisika DM say Otahopa o.
Hey, nasa nitro.
I'm glad that I've met my boss.
Kawa se unyina.
I had coming to.
You can kukoma wait here. Forced to anai.
Edi ahano to say matomu.
Me de madeso ina so.
Ete me ko.
I'll take a break at this moment. I'm back. Me babaka, me name apam for Ebetina say Haruna Amaliba Ewaha, and of course, Fifi De Council Waha, Georgia for Enso Ewaha. We're back after these messages.
na dua so dua herbal clinic sɛ wɔsa yare easily saa.
Dua so dua herbal clinic na afa no ate wɔ mo nka honema ne yare sunsun mu yare kwankro ya wɔsa no hɔ no yɛse bi ni
makuma yare a na ɛyɛ kwankro a na ebi mu kra de ahyɛ bɛyie oduru hɔ a doctor ne de ahaban gu ne kɔn mu a munum hɔ ara hwem ya wɔnya na yare sa
kyerɛ sɛ instant healing
mesiwo
ayaresa wo baabi o
dua so dua herbal clinic
wo yare no doctor Ohinebo Ofori e de fa soro na ansa wo de bɛfa fam kyerɛ sɛ ɛkwan bia so yare ntimi nwane ɛmfiri n'anim
dua so dua herbal clinic
ɛba yaresɛm a waben sɛ gya waben wɔhye kuma sɛ wabrɛpɔ Broni Krum fra hɔ 0248 427 998 ɛna Kasoa Breku 0246 35 47 47
akrobato me kamfo dua ɛso dua herbal center wa ohia bi abra ekoyie papa no papa no papa no papa no papa no ankasa Polytank is everywhere durable and authentic stronger brand you can trust Polytank we get some more Rambo and get some more super and the Polytank we did Polytank papa no papa no papa no papa no ankasa Polytank the original always the best Charlie, Happy FM, Salafest Fever, Afa Zongo, Ahodrawo, and Crown Credium, and the Ghana Fananina. Moka de Corso, Ewo Castle, Ewo Bride, Yakansiano, Yedica Crash Sheso, Ayesha, Gift Vioto, Adrian packaging, and Diano. Why not this one? Or didn't success story ever?
I was contacted by a strange line, I don't know the person, and the person just asked that, say, who contested was Salafest, and I'm saying, I know I can't see our contract, mommy, or foreigners from Germany. Will I take the contract for 6 months? And I say, why not? We take the contract. And they are coming back again next month.
Happy FM Salafest. Your next stop, Nima Zongo, June 14th, 2025. Bra, number 1, and Sir for Fra, for sorry, ever Dian in Momu. Obrone Bekase, incredible flavors, amazing talent, spectacular prizes. Jumadina Quantun, Egusua Ekoso, Nanepon Ponsoni Namitre, grand finale. Ebevia 28th of June, 2025. Our the forecourt of Chief Imam's residence at EpaHoaDaben. Happy FM Salah Food Fest. Everybody go chop. Obia bedidi. Happy FM. Nimdie Happy FM. Eni jenkwa.
EpaHoaDaben.
Papa no papa no papa no papa no papa no ankasa Polytank is everywhere durable and authentic stronger brand you can trust Polytank we get some more Rambo and get some more super and the Polytank we did Polytank papa no papa no papa no papa no ankasa always the best.
Etoda, wo kontimi do champagne pa. Nanso, usike kura wo no. Na ye juice ene betumi ato. So pese wo kura mre kura sika. Na udwumadi a wudie, won mo wonim dwumadi no. Etimi dima wo ewo bra wode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia. Ene ha ho kura. Izanza E Productions. Ya be sort you out. Freyen. So studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina no. Ye betimi di bia fam. Corporate and social videography. Se wudi udwuma bie a wo pese otwe egun homa so. Freyen. TV commercials, se wo ton wo niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so. Freyen. Documentaries, Freyen. Photography, any live streaming, se wo twamfoni kama pa. Anaze wo di dwuma bie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu. Freyen. Waya nyom na pese oya nyom no ho akasamfoni a. Freyen. Jingle, IVR, any voiceover production, Freyen, short and long film, Freyen. Your telephone humanie 0242 755 323 ana 0302 254 858. Ana se hwie kira kwan. Yewo Asylum Down, ye ben Happy 98.9 FM. E Productions, capture the moment.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service, we are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Anamontuo bi a wotuye no, wo de kyerɛ me kwan. So, na mpo wo akwanya, so obeko. Nanso wotena ase emaame. Enije ne sere a wo de maame no. Wo de maame bre a na mehia ne kese pa. Papa ye hero, me papa. Ma ho odene. So, o papa ye papa kora ono nko na hwe wo ana. Anase o wo papa bi e wo abrabo mu a, wodomo ebo a wo ginaye se wo papa. Papa ye hero. Kyerɛ ye die ntia. Your voice note fafa 0538 591 314. Na kyerɛ yen ene Ghana fo nyina. Die ntia o papa eye wo hero. Kayo sedabia die nasem bedimu a Ghana fo begye atomu no. Ye wa kyɛde a na wotwe na wieye. Sa onya kro no ebetumi anya.
Be Papa your hero. It's Sanse.
Wei eye omre. So betumi ato asase mi so. Happy FM's Papa Ye Hero, celebrating extraordinary fathers this Father's Day.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Welcome back. EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie baabi a wo bia yɛda sɛ oda so ene yɛn ɛsomo. Sɛ uti or radio so abetimi join in live on Facebook nso na watu ankomo no so ɛwɔ hɔ. Paul Amenosoji here live on Facebook. Paul says, NDC is the future for Ghanaians. NPP never again. He continues to say, Bibi, what MPP MPs in Parliament are doing is against Ghana's constitution, because if they don't understand something, they must go to court. We are not there. Can say, Bibi, are you cool? Christopher Mensah said, hi, Bibi. I think if I am sick and I went to the hospital, it is the doctor who can tell that I can be discharged tomorrow. So I disagree with the lawyer who is asking the question to defend Ken, because they are the ones who gave us June 2, 2025, and they are saying another thing. This tells you that they are paying me for non kahon. Piaga said, Mr. Mahama, increase cocoa prices now. Emmanuel Emma Wole here in live our United States of Kiseman. I say, good afternoon, BB. In fact, good afternoon, B. Brown. I say, I remember NPP brought a sick MP to vote in Parliament because of e-levy. So whoever is claiming to be sick should avail himself for accountability before force takes place. Ken, please come down to do the necessary and needful. Masawood Kumase Bantama said, what has the Office of the Special Prosecutor achieved for the country ever since it was established? Not even a bird has been prosecuted. Now, he is doing all this to impress the current administration in order to save his job. Come what may, President Mahama will sack you one day. Regards to former KMA boss, Honorable Sampine. But on the removal of the OSP, may I encourage you to go and read the OSP Act. It tells how he can be removed from office. President Inintimi, with the stroke of a pen, said, oh, ye OSP Edisa. It doesn't work like that. So let's educate ourselves. Fifi Deka, a member of the MPP communications team. Haruna Amaleba, also a member of the NDC's communication team. Watanase George Afo, a general secretary, Emma Ghana Freedom Party, Ononso Aji Nedra. Eurano Memamo, Emma Mwakaba.
Inia Bibi, Apomo.
Read them in Quacham. Few months voice.
Oh, yeah.
Boko, dear. Nobody in Yankropon, I say. I think, sir, I'll pick up quick comments on the demise of Chairman Kobena Adekoka, Enra Eneanti Asempa, NDC former regional chairman, football administrator par excellence.
Former MPP chairman, so former MPP constituency chairman.
Ono Ankaza?
Yes, 96.
96. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
I was standing for elections.
How come I didn't know this?
Amele Tego.
Oh, okay.
Any
primaries.
Any branch in the core primaries.
Lucy
no core
NDC. So. The chairman but I never.
Oh, so you're catching. So who's any roots if you MPP? Catching come. Yeah, man, Yako.
Ya mabusuafo ya akọ so no de wo nti yes say onya baby panda
chemade de say menene ye football
oni chemade ye football
ni ye football na meka ebrebi na owo Olympics na ye pe kotoko ye pe play bi a na odi satan na ope player se player no card be di team no na chese wanya player na wi
okay
na odi card no my betmensa na chief executive of Kotoko afi pressure bi free baby ba ya
obeje card
no obesan beji card no nti chabade de na no permiti era in fact na I was shocked but e kanipa ho nti e be hye busuan nyina de
Amaleba.
Yes, also I started my communication career in the NDC from the Greater Accra regional level.
Okay.
When he was a chairman of the region.
Yeah.
And Jerry Johnson, the current, the national regional communication director, the new communication officer.
Yeah.
And we worked under them.
Okay.
Now, I have had few encounters with Chairman Nade. You see, he's not a man of many ways. Only share someone work the response always comes brief, and he attend to other business, and always he is very much assured to ensure that the we are to him and for me, he was able to calm down and deal with everybody. Okay, that make the style of politics quite unique. Because he wasn't an aggressive character.
Yeah.
He was very quiet, calm, composed, and indeed.
Fideka has the demeanor of Chairman Ade.
Simple but assured. Or try so but went to me. So it came to us as a shock because having lost the regional chairmanship last time upon his attempt to go again to Ashimo, I think it was a decision of the region to say thank you, but let another person come in so that you become the father of the region.
Yeah.
And indeed he is. And of course, the national level. There hasn't been a single occasion whereby in the past, President Mahama ebekwa onihobi.
Yeah.
So Wagana ha na sebe na pomode eyenkwadia, he'll be present. And I will say he was an honest and hardworking comrade. Despite his level, we bill him most of the times to appear on radio, and he does it.
Yeah.
He does it.
Sometimes against his will.
Yeah, he does it.
Me like this, maybe I'm a channel.
It is very rare to see the big men in the party coming down to sit in the panel discussions like we are sitting here. They hardly do it.
But he will do it.
But Chairman was there. Sabi Obeshia MPP for motor for or radio so. But he doesn't care. As a senior citizen, he takes the opportunity and the occasion to educate the uninformed, illiterate MPP communicators who are always apt to insult.
Hey, condolences now, they major point.
I think that losing Chairman Nade at this material time is a big blow to the NDC, particularly the Greater Accra region, because his wisdom and exploit was a greatest asset for the enhancement of the party for things as we navigate ourselves in government ahead of the 2028 elections. Yebekania Kakusi saying, Peninsula Wukradia, Quantiminge. The young professional way. Penia de Metono na oye Fantini, Ufri Gomwa Yambi, Unimiami, Ufri Ankamo, Gomwa, Isikuma, Ankamo, now Gomwa Yambi. Ono no your on my hine of Yamia traditional area. Near Fenana Okofuzi the 8, but in private life, never opinion kukwaye.
Now, where is that name in your name?
Meba. Na if opinion kukwaye. Sabe, then it's who knew me. Don't feel no man tipper. Ono no kana sense when you go upon our man a bribe.
When your name?
One man a bribe.
One man a bribe.
That means you can't bribe God.
Into bribe.
Exactly so.
EpaHoaDaben.
That name in my name, like how. Who come and reveal that so gross, sir. Who come Haruna Umi? Because I'm sure
Okay, so Chairman,
and the Yakopo Chairman cry and say, my Bushan so Yako, in my NDC party so Yako,
a former chairman, Greater Accra, Emma NDC Amanyuku, and former vice chair of the FA, Ena Edieshia, Chairman Kobina Ade Kuka.
Chairman Emeritus.
Chairman Emeritus. Chairman, who chairman? Chairman Kwaba.
I'm a Josu.
Papa.
Watch a veteran like you.
Oh, chairman.
So some few years back, you bought BBA.
That's right.
BB Bismark.
That's
right.
EpaHoaDaben.
Those were the good times, yeah. Well, NTC and issues that why can't you understand that Ken Oforiatta is sick? We're a lawyer. Ken Oforiatta lawyer, Frank Davis, Ebusa say, I'd name a yet dinner. Sagana for Betty says Ken Oforiatta Yare. The lawyers say OSP, minded na or penny for a virtual session, and a Zoom or Google Meet or Skype or your personal Nibia can still go on without Ken being here physically. People are divided over this matter. Ebehe no near her seed, and Hodine continues to gain more strength. And I mean, what I say, go latte for so petrol, atisho ediaba, and say 12 CDs. Sounds so now what diesel, so Star Oil, so atisho. And then company here, Bella Kwane, Bell Cola Nessa Nemanina, so at the statement about Montini said, Omatete, one more, and Yamanina, F. They're encouraging distributors and also to respond similarly. Question Ebusani said, and Mami Faba Consum count, we expect to close about $320 something million from the IMF in their next tranche of money will be released to Ghana. That is more forex coming into the economy. And Obama see the news further. But I remember hearing John Mahama say, we cannot also allow the dollar to go down beyond a certain point.
Below a certain?
Yes, below a certain point. Because Ebasa affected exporters and also, and already the exporters are crying. How do we strike that balance? You bet me, I'm maintaining dollar no at a certain level, Emma economy no breaky, and how does government sustain our gains way beyond IMF Sikana Ebano, beyond a year gold? How can we sustain this? You better no na yedi no enso ehon komo na yedi ani ahwe any other business and so ebeba up. Mame finisha sin free one na. Okay, mame mra we.
The person na me come asem.
Yeah.
Me che tifo nyina. Kan. Ye penny Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Owura no betena ha no. Me person
Godwin Akogan.
I thought I recognized the voice. Yeah. Me person me reacted to the same view of betena.
Sure.
Or by no create impression they say Ghana ha no. E bin CB that say obi gina mrenim fact odi ofusuampofo edin na ye. I mean sure publication be a Ghana web. Ofusuampofo
Ghana web na odi anatu di anymore.
Ofusuampofo league tape former NDC chairman fails to show up in court to open his defense. Where May 30th, 2024.
Okay.
No, Bibi. I
think
former national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, did not turn up in court to open his defense again. Ofosu-Ampofo, who has been absent since November last year, from November, no court. And you'll be a friend, on the police, a interrogation, court. Onumpo, he failed to appear in court from November. Obe open the case no ma. Sorry, or buy no call, but until papa ne can.
But he made a point in so say after his spine surgery in the US.
Yes.
He was forced to come to Ghana.
He did when he came to Ghana. It's all here.
Oba Ghana ostensibly to attend upon the court in his state. And so Babe Duye, then a Jenny case, So it's not like he didn't come, he came, but the case was adjourned.
It's not true.
Maybe different instances.
And I may say, one who said he created the impression, said he was not allowed to stay away.
Okay.
And he had to be flown to Ghana under some very emergency conditions. Oba Ekrawama court. The lawyer Tony Luther court said, Papa ni yare, told me ma. No beria in 9 sign here, just go back.
But Oba
Wama court, me say osan call back to Abrochi baby no one. Wama court for a while. As at the time May, she has somewhere starting November. As at May, no more court. But you made the thing look like say assembly starting na ye force na atwe ne ba ye. Ken ofori atasabe ye mbu nu, ye mbo ne kwa adumpo. Ye fa charge bi anto ne so. Stage I ye can say interrogation stage.
Yeah.
And the papa ne chair say okoye surgery. Until it depend on how it goes, no. Obi who send obeba. Until no there afford him that opportunity now ne nkasa via Zoom neti ne numa asem. Utie na so obebo ne kwadu a say ne de obo ne kwadu wi a ne opeso ye obetimi aye. Secondly ni so no osom ko celebrity bi friend June 4th.
Yeah.
Na June 4th no opeso che oh NDC for no omo ho esre.
Aden.
Ghana for that me catch already. Say Ghana for no ye decide say that massacre. That's me who kwed pa me friends no. Sa susum ne friend June 4th no. Ye nyina ya tena sia decide say that ya che ya boagu ehun hie biom ye move on ya reconciliation penikufu be reconciliation me papa kra ko bi obi akoka na asem ema ye dia che na wo ho a no person mo kire say ye ya kan ye che say Ghana for ye jimijimi e na o say adekunti ajun for buy ne say na milk ni ho na de na ye to e yo mo time e na sa de ni si ye oh nkofo bebre na omo nye. A lot of people, excuse me to say, were not born then. Those who were born, some of them were too young then to know. What you say? Cratchy say that and no.
Also pepe na bro.
Near no. What you say? Until 70 people why you can't at home to my normal say no cray. Say na sa time no na ahunchire wa. Aden na mobile mo be ye mobile board don't come in. California ma don't come in. Bibia obi aniama ni ho because this time milk na your friend no essential commodity. When did it start? It started in your time. Mobile, everything was okay. Markets were working, factories were working, everything. When mobile say bibia, how to bibia. And now call shop, that obi shop. That's it. I deal with that home. Then he panic on 2 cities. We say, hey, 50 pesos. Obi amra number to be.
Price control.
Price control. Now, me and my coffee dear 1 CD, 50 pesos. EDG2, now they are begging 50 pesos. Mesan kwa coffee bill. What you say? Me manufacture no. Me na me ya me tin tomatoes. E wo Ghana ha. And I make sure say tin tomatoes na me ye no. Me turn with 10 cedis. O buy no wa be bie pun na si ho say why revolution. Any revolution po why you cool. Why you cool I be take you over ntino. Ade na me turn with 10 cedis no. Obi a me fa ni 2 cedis. No wa bodon ko bi amanfo atode di cheap. Wo ma prince wo bru bi kun bi. Now we are, we say, June 4th from Crawford Tias and Assad, what it stands for. They say, a hunchra ne woho. What number they hunchin by?
Okay.
Oh, it is our seminal. Ya try, say, you be just a chapter no, of our history. Into man in Shabby, a shadow, Momo Kunyanin in Yamamba. Because all the already Cardinal Court say illegal to celebrate.
You know, they say nationally they trim, but the NDC reserves the right to celebrate.
And I can say illegal to celebrate with state funds. You know, question baby, I am with symposium as a can yes, sir, but don't try to come and change and twist history as if say na be being koso na mo buy. More time near Todokun raw. Ekonu wufie.
Yanko anymore.
I didn't come in. Anyway, into dollar no one say and now
where we can no
we can
okay
dollar no enmity said na obi nso ye na analysis bia or say ono exporter no na beginning of the year or exported one box of the produce na onya $1,000. $1,000 oba no benania onya be 15,000 Ghana cedis. Utimi tuya because a farm based product. Utimi tuya the farmers, utimi tuya for the workers. Utimi tuya even for
transportation.
Any transportation package din ya manyina no wie na 15,000 obewie no na kakakra na odi ahwe ne ma. Ene odi saa de ni na kwa mind you abroche ho no yentu mu. 1,000 na 1,000 no odi ko no. Odi beba no obe 12,000.
Swati.
12,000 no. E swati be 3,000 cedis. It is to say, you know, either say obele workers may be off because ontimi ntua saa sika ni biom auditorium and now say nyama na oje no obe cut bi down.
Okay.
But ontimi cut nyama ni down because for instance we here 10 bags of that thing to do your box to get 1,000. Ontimi cut otis.
Yeah.
You be say so lay down workers. What you say?
No maintain quantity no.
That's all. But acquire say no. Ubi any aji say dollar neighbor from dollar no. Forgetting say dollar neighbor from it hurts local industries.
Exactly.
What you say? Chrome high no. Say Chinese inferior goods are competing seriously with
local ones.
Locally made goods. To be sure, when was the last time our products be na you name to say omo no ni nyama hu omo. What you say? Because they say no those Chinese ones no abe fa because ono oba okofa niama no China ba o de buy obotom no ne ire ne ma betina dem no ma bag obagi we ya no de pie.
Yeah.
Overheads are low, everything is low. Untia shede untia tax papa bia into established industries no esa na how. Into senior president take no say ampa intimi kokoma say almost strike balance. Me ya dream. Say or making sure say or striking balance in such a way say local industries will be protected.
Yeah.
How do they do that? How come say yeah the petrol and the generated electricity?
Okay.
Yeah the gas, the generated electricity. And then make petrol and gas in the upper form and so light in my form.
You have a point.
Inti ama dollar na e ba form no. E ye news so ne ani agi o. But yeah who so no. What you say because mobile ya mo the 14% atoso. Enye bia how dey use 14% no. Let's go back to our original stage. I no at that high rate because set time and dollar near 15 cedis or 17 cedis or whatever no. Now it was electricity was less by 14%. And then the dollar how much is it again? 10 cedis.
10.
Then the dollar 10 cedis. Now why should my electricity bill be up by 14%? It doesn't add up.
And actually, one of the reasons in Tomo Core 14 was the dollarization issue.
That's it. Dollar said dollar ne cost ra. By then capirasi at that adjusted prices. Now ever for me was put the soldier for chasing trotro drivers. Someone fair so. What about you, the government? Oh, into government maybe why so transparent to kakra. Because they say no dollar ne ba form. They say wow say unkotu akabia by ye can swat by 150 billion cedis.
Just by the dollar
just
issue.
By the dollar issue. So why don't you let us feel the
impact?
The impact. What you say?
Especially with regards to electricity, utilities.
What the electricity will take care of every other thing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the shop no aso air condition is wo. And no they turn at the end.
Otua current rate.
Otua current rate. Oh yeah, cost over what the freezer. Otua light bill. 14+%. Also dollar na cost ro. Ono import fi. Ono no okoto ni nam no fit tema na eba. Into no to the cedis. Into no dollar no and share dan kan sa. Oti ase wakoto ni nam aba. O the cedis na akoto nam no di aba. Oba waso light esiso. Light cost by 14%. Unti so nso si nkrofo nti omdeso. Nti no mi hu se nkrofo ni agi say ya na okra oka. Bibi, drink na ensisan you nsuo no.
Oh, ensisan. Me towe 5 cedis.
Azo. Ensisan.
Na dey ana
because nipa ni to dey akoshe fridge.
Fridge mu.
Fridge mu na ehye no. O tia 14+%.
Yeah.
Nti no who block them there, who chilling you to see what is so fine. But no board the chef fridge.
Or extra cost.
Or extra cost, which he is still paying.
But Blockham is also using electricity to manufacture. Yet what
you see, at that or importing your money more. Well, or don't need rubber in your menu.
$1 effect in war.
Or no, who did you because on who no way into no who did you no hodum. But the panel no aquatabano or no bar or no the best fridge more. No, it's just 14%. In two cases, or no, you need 14% as well.
But there is even more reason for Blockham to reduce the price and for other manufacturers to reduce.
Yeah.
Because to say pure water, any issue, care trucks in the code distribution.
That's right.
That's right. Fuel prices.
Yes.
So it makes sense to say affect the price of the product. Yeah. Beyond electricity, there is a lot more reason, even for the final person to even reduce the price.
Final person
now. Fuel, electricity, any coincidence for final person now.
Because final person no for car, or no track ne dia brain no find 4 cities 50 pesos. Also your tip light so your tip issue so fuel so to the amount 4 cities. Or no turn 5 cities 50 pesos or whatever. What you say? But no. The cost or in care after buying hasn't changed. Into an over 25 to 50 even though the money 4 cities or no cost 25 to 50 because
just because of electricity.
Just because he is buying light. I don't know, baby. I'll bet store
you are buying light,
yes.
But you have 50 pesos off your off-take up.
All
price
things being equal.
Until that 50 pesos must reflect.
All things being equal, that's what it should be. Yeah. But it's not being done that way. Because the reduction has not affected the whole chain.
Okay. Into a reason to...
Or reason. And affected the whole chain. And like a government that can say, look, yeah, tiso. Mobile data in Yama still very high. But could be an amateur, 141 be an amateur no 30 cities. And then you get a someone they call 35 cities. For whatever gig. For 7 gig in Yama. What you say? A cost row. Meanwhile, no more the power. Any dollar yarn you. Power any dollar yarn amodi. Okay. I mean, very strange.
3 minutes say, but I'm called Georgia for when I'm in GAP for so thoughts on these matters. Ken Oforiata and CD gaining further strength against the dollar and whether you bet me sustain or not. Mr. For Mammy Tiwe.
That's it, baby. Let's hear a tear for near for. Yera Ken, former finance minister.
That's right.
Ni lawyer Nina Sema Obisaya no. Anka ne kwan so. Nenso no. Eyaye dodo.
Okay.
Dintina make answer.
Chiremi.
Dintina se base politician. Omo ka adwemu pa ye yare. Opa yen hwe free 1992. Politician bia obenya asem bia no. Ni lawyer beba be kan say oh me client no. Ni hu fa no enti court me srew ene on to me mba.
Say me yare ya na de said na time akuluku P US we dwane justice.
Enti no ade na ye dodo me nua bibi. Nenso se me wofa oti senya breku. No hu na ekoka adwemu
I saw the page ya twena for 4.
Anko no ba akono ye di soldiers be 20. Enti no me yare de me mpese anka so bi yare a ye de politics. Esan say ahimfo mpo no so mo kwa akoye de mo friend mo kwa so ohine mo kwa so ya na se bi mo kan say mo kwa so ya o si o mo friend anopa wi a meba ya de pe because yare enya adipa enti anko bi yare de a na nkan se ye twina se ba court nenso no kwa akoye se bo politicians nkwa
yare
excuse enti u cheki politician bia ye na abamre nim bia na one way the other no lawyer be can say oyare enentina ama asem aya asem anka yare de obi yare a because yeti aye program e bia be pon akwa oh enye se sia na di George be program yes oyare anka enye nwanwa etumi see anytime nenso no se bano
ya trend won
sana Ghana for dodo na ho no say eh mo de bia se mo ka adwemu pa ya yare en se sia no lawyer no plead say oh and the se sia be for fidi abe obetumi atena abrochiri ho na special prosecutor asem bia opese obisa no enti na bisa say we novelty ana asem bisa this year so we fufuro so oyare a said da no former finance minister kra yare ye no oko virtual
tina eba be set president because
enya be mu pese kim because oyema
jitumudia na chese
oyema kofi na se kojo wanya mano a obe refer said da no bi no die ntina open so ema obi de odene ye sa na me de na me say me client yare no betumi atena brochure odena kasa wo se ne de umpene ene na de bia ema politics na ye no ye refer niama
intimi bo oyare no plane mu na wontimi nante nkonko tenemu ana se obetimi akasa wo phone so but wontimi nante nko tena plane mu ana se oyare to the extent say wontimi ntu kwan for long hours ana
sesia eno nenu so no doctor na be kire say nipa we obetumi atena plane mu say doctor antro amba say bibi oti we say
so doctor travel
so no say yes oh and say doctor so travel say there be on to maintain play mu 10 hours emba obe anything because doctor so na anything atraba and say politicians no ye hwe bibi
but oka ba bi de no beba
eno so ya asem foforo
okay
na so ye stress
de be no nyamempem
so and no say bibi ya dodo a ena ma adwem kra was ade ya trend o na ye hwe ne yie mi won so no special prosecutor no obi so to no for say masa enye yare bia no yare muntwe no mbra say the doctor so see oyare and between the special prosecutor and the doctor no one some na ye gia to mu na say emra bi so wo ho a enso tu ha kire say chinchina chi as a special prosecutor ne ba na wo breku and the doctor so see oyede oyare enti we so ba bibi fufuro ba ye amonyosem
we have lost
so,
that kind
enti no yen hwe sa ne ama no me megye de say so oyare dia yenya wokyere ma no enchenche ewo na afi yesre nyankopɔ ahoɔden ma no ɛsɛ sisi ayɛmbɔ no kwedu bia sɛ na menu afi yɛ ka no yɛba bisa ne nsɛm bi nyame bi a yɛnte aseɛ na ɔyɛ former finance minister ɛnti sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ no wɔ phone so di a na ɛnto mmerɛ biara di a
ɛsɛ ne na wokan na akɔyɛ nsana ho
ɛne na meka sɛ sɛ yɛnya gyetumu pɛ a yɛnka ho sɛ kodwo dia ba nsusu a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ne saa nti ɛno na ahwɛ yie no ɛwɔ mu no
very well
let's come to the city sɛ president Kufuor baeɛ no yɛte ɔman bi mu a ɛnyɛ government no control price sɛsi a mene okasa mampɔn transport mampɔn wei adriverfoɔ mampɔn to Kumasi ɔmo ayɛ sit down strike nti si a kan free mampɔn emba Kumasi ɔmo so ɔmo gi 20 cities ne say yate so nti ɔmo so nti so mbra 70 ɔmo say there be na 20 ya gi
asante mampɔn
asema meken ene
ise kan fi onko Kumasi
ebi esan so ɔmo so ɔmo nti so
emba 17
no so agi 20 na nti si yempini dia ene say wo asante mampɔn na so wo ba Kumasi dia this so dante on say president Kufuor abraso no sa one person abi no on say so come more pe and yet me this amount but if it ha o ye den onje because any government no control price and it no obi to say government mate so o say me nte so me dia me di gia na me
dey pesos can be na nsu turn 50 pesos no
but sanka sa sika no ye adwuma anke easy and he says so more 1 peso no essence only 1 peso ma won ncho ma 50 pesos and then companies no odi nso be brand nipa na oti store no o se o me mate me dia so 50 pesos na what from so no o so ti wo dia no se da bi me dia me to ice block na me dia and no sa ice block na me ko to a me di shenso ma ya nwuma won no and so e kama me and so me ntumi nte so and ni e ko ya na say ye buy ba woni made ba ko bi ma yembo president mama abaso waka no kware
ene ne dia
o say ese say dollar no so ye maintain no And yes, I see I'm maintaining a yen young from so eden. Ebe come. It is a coach.
The man never form be affect the export market.
Anka oyobia. Oh, say see a crab be about you for more. No go the politics. But one yes sir. Nti no osabasubo.
Okay.
Akwese coach bia o attack. Na onu so attack ya.
Ochibeda ho.
Ochibeda ho. And who catch a place and say more attack and say hey can't attack but me aba. And you should be very careful. And since you know economic team no president dey asodi bi ato mo so.
Anu ne dey.
Say mo ya ye kanfo dollar no so mo hwe the other side no. And so mo adwuma ye. Say almost betumi ahwe say ade na enkoba fom bebre na ye nuanu so mo de niam no so ko no. Say na me nua fi ye kire no. Esan so no so ekobo ka adwuma no enye ne de biom.
And we are a country so I used to say we have to export more.
Yes, sesia no. Ye be say export more. Na ne export no so no. Say na dollar no so ye no so no ono so bre wo ho. Enti afi so ntumi okay. Sesia na edu de. Workers no. Sesia no ntumi nye biom. And so
we say a favor import market no more.
A favor import, but export for the more bread. And so Kobana sa and the mamin to meduma no. Na so workers 100 or workers 150 ya. Na one eba bebre. Once unemployment once eba be kosoro. Enti no hono e si yehwe ne yie. Na wona e si omo ye sika semfo nimdifo no. Omo hwe yie pa. Na ye nuanom so omo ye exporters no so omo so mo ambre. Eba from no e obi de oh just say you are saying kasa no bibie be sibia obi benya ho faso obi so enya ho faso nenso no se u chichire oman a esi equity enti ese si ano oman no ye dia she president Mamansa waba out aba kan say da bi ye ma de no ko form bebre so a ye nuanom exporters no so omo so bebre enti ye hwe ko be faso a omo so omo nkwanko omo nchiro bebre enya sana say ebia emfa say be 50 companies no mo export na say no mo so mo chiro mo encho mo nyina e close mo dwuma down economy no ebe sofa enti no gidi say eno so no economic management team no mo hwe kon be fa so na dollar no so enko ba fon bebre na ye nuano exporters no so mo enchiro mo.
Then I move on to Haruna Maleba, but before then, Mamin Kamfo Polytank, Papa no Wankasa Emfa Mao. Polytank has served Ghana 30 years in year, and we're still serving Ghanaians. And generations yet to come, will come and benefit from Polytank. Polytank is your sure way of storing water. Make no mistake, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. Polytank available at the same price across the country. Na enunti also share so Polytank send a ton on cry no sign a ton Kumasi sign a ton on Takrade we no price and sesa and na me ko fafin cry na me de buy enti Kumasi lorry fare kan ho nti there be the price of Polytank the same across the country. Your sizes bebre your Rambo your Hippo your Sumo and your Super Sumo the nyina so durability no ejina soro papa. Polytank the original, always the best. Polytank, Papa no, Angasa, Abraham, Haruna Maleba, Famenante.
Bibi.
Yes, sir.
Ma, minchia obi na minchia bushon for me no mo shemo.
Ya Joseph.
If you deka de onka ho. So, you're not to position which
you don't believe in sportsmanship.
Oh no, my report no my NI before my friend check.
Say, what position? 50
days NI before we come back to
position.
Or didn't we?
Baby, answer me. I mean, casino.
Me aware, pa.
Bibi.
And when you munti.
That's the crew.
We are not the crew. Many tia.
Bibi. And now come on there. No report about
that's the crew. We na media as crew.
I never heard it.
And overnight.
That be unsa me na me weekend. Ye koka so your girlfriends be your Korean ponche wa.
When your girl now come go fast e
dey ba dey pa de beto a u free puku aika u ko twempro ka so. Because that for the car.
Do me abra.
O ko na o ko anso abeka.
Traffic be Is it Bibi?
Tell me, bro.
It's so interesting listening to Fifi Deka. Kayo bi ne kan ya kaminti kamimbuwa no.
De hinsa.
Na mbom akoye MPP ni okase de wo se mebua no. June 4th, 1979 was the turning point of Ghana's independence. In fact, the consolidation of the
turning point of Ghana's independence.
Yes.
What are you saying?
How do you link June 4th?
Very well. I'm coming there. It was the consolidation of the meaning of the political independence I secured 30 years earlier.
Tell me.
When that independence was eventually the four twins that were supposed to have gained. Okay, my main some touch your man kakra. And for sure then ka was you free. You found who did no. And crofo be dane no e fa o man no mum. E pe won hu ya say tam. Na wo mo sa fa kire ene mrofo no koye kanana ene fa kana sichi kwan so na nka mpeso mo de o man be sa konkwaso mo biom. Until June 4, 1979, ebe stop us adi nyina. And I usher Omaino into the new phase of political redemption one more time.
June 4 was against the military regime.
It was against the military regime.
So how is Abrofuno coming
yes,
back?
It was because the military junta at that time was just fronting for their perpetrators no matter how much. And you know the people I'm talking about. The forebears of Fifi Deka and Nkrofono. The Dankwa Buzia element. You see here? Let's go back to
Are you suggesting, for a minute, sir, the military government at the time in 79, na omo holding fort for the UP people?
They were holding fort for them.
How?
Yes.
Babuza was overthrown by military regime.
Very well.
So how come, sir?
Very well. Very well. In fact,
is contradictory.
In a contradictory crowd, Kwame Nkrumah was toppled by the UP guys.
Kwame Nkrumah was toppled by a military junta.
Yes, Sankofuya. Dankwa Tiff, yase. Ufri oba obe complaining say, Nisika ni edemano, efa concern udino, okode fia so muja itia. We know them. If you want us to go to those areas, we will go there. But for the sake of time, my member means I'm not tough. So if you want to go back to the full history of Ghana, we are prepared to debate that with them. Now, Rawlings' emergence sanitized the system. And 1981 revolution, and turning the economic fortunes of the country, leading to a transition till 1992. Abraya back America be mambu Ghana ayan na nso gina ya indesi ya
by June 4 is 79.
Yeah, the June 4 is 79. By your say
June 4 is 79.
Very mindful.
Not 81.
I am saying that it was the June 4th that ushered us into a consolidation threshold until 1981 revolution came and consolidated the gains, because even 3 months of the June 4th junta led by Rawlings, the gains they made, once again, was derailed by, how do you call it, Dr. Hilary Liman's government, because these same people denied him the access to work. But
which same people?
Oh, I am a Dankwa Buzia element anymore. We know you. But see, what about shortages of goods and all of that? Why don't you hold in Nkrumah?
You were not born then, so you don't know.
You know my age?
I do.
I was born on the 8th of May 1963.
Okay.
You are publicly deceiving the people.
I'm not deceiving anybody.
Senior citizen.
Charlie, as you do not borrow, make your TNT my wife. If anything at all, the legacy of Jerry Rawlings and the Fourth Republic are eating. Only the market women, truck drivers, the truck pushers, journalists who doesn't have any knowledge in law, like your good self. No matter constitution, the constitution which was written before that time, led by the middle class and the bourgeoisies, those constitutions couldn't survive. Macaulay women, any journalists and ordinary people are more friend. Yes, Papa here for me, but your constitution had due minus for 30 years and still counting. This is the legacy of Jerry Rawlings.
Say Jerry Rawlings no one compatriots are no more 79 coup. Later on, turned against him because Omoka said 79 coup no was the last. But he turned around and came back 81.
You see, there was a reason.
Making nonsense of the essence of 70.
There was a reason for that. There was a reason for that. Bibi, we can go there later. But for the sake of this afternoon, you're sticking to the issues.
The
about killing of people. You don't know who started killing people in this country. Don't go there. And
can you for time?
No go can afford the street.
I say issues no. What can I say for the sake of time? It's me one.
If you don't cancel me, but let me deal with that briefly. Let me go can afford
okay.
A ban electricity bill all kind of. And the gains I am.
And I said no whole baho. A consider conversation no.
Okay.
And how not make his point.
Intimate trust on.
Tanka Osha say Obesha say free.
Can afford
fine.
Okay, well. My mention say free. Na me can
so that you can. Okay.
Exactly. Onim. Bibi.
Yes sir.
So share American city no a 2. Under Akufo-Addo na. Ne di na emu owirem. Ne di twam. Se benanti ase bi anim. Because order to talk amamuo ne nhyehyɛ a ɛwɔ sɛ aban ɛya na wote ase enye yi. Because when NDC was leaving office in 2017, Nasiri was, I know it was 370, 380. Almost it was 4 cities.
2 cities.
That's fine. Almost it was 4 cities. That's fine. From 2017, basic 2021, the city was hovering between 650.
2017 to 2021.
Yes, if my memory serves me right. But between 2022, no, basic 2023, about 24, Natimia jumped from that region all the way to 17 cities. How?
Do you want me to tell you why?
I'm saying global factors.
No.
It's the global factors.
Our inability to pass our budget in 2022.
Please.
When
we are. Noti.
Well, a simple doesn't make sense. When you enter, our government or to me order central bank now are print over 45 billion Ghana cedis amount excess liquidity no a jago system without a corresponding increase in productivity. What will happen? Now, Munya, you see, what $1 or trust in the good system will be brisano. A basho that will go a bushia for a crabinsem, and then Crawford Motia Bam, and then a Binimusha Yoko officer on Bobanano. One more jet cities now. No more their $2. No more $10 outside the country. You get it? Good. And one more was so more the dollar and Eddie Juma. Near the infrastructure about mining mono, they were not getting the dollar. As I say, Phoebe according to Crawford no more the Sika Fino at the $10 if you are mining.
Lumba says,
oh, Sika Fino.
The dollar Swafibi.
Yes, you can a few, but quite old fashion, yes, you can a quite fin, in the Moscans be a fin. That's what I mean. So, they cannot, well, I am not an expert in finance. Neither am I even a well-educated person. Just a primary school dropout from a dancing room, sir.
Your point.
Oh, and it's a part of your manner. I don't have any knowledge about it. But me pefi deka omo show economists on what bend about me no. One be cheyemu. And these are the people who led us to that ditch. President Mahama Bino said no. There is something I need to do. One, common sensical management of the economy. Common sense. Common sense in say. Men fa $58 million in Kutuamana and to abrequire any economic value on that whole. Right?
Which hole are you talking about?
I'm talking about Nassau Cathedral. Oh, okay. 58 million. All this $58 million in the Gusis anymore. Do you know what it will do to the city in terms of the exchange rate? Well, they could Tuamana Jawato. I have a swimming pool. In fact, so many women. Mahama saying yes, sir. Ebion, I could further appoint 125 ministers. Mahama saying yes, sir. May appoint less ministers, 60. 60 in Krampomundu. President Mahama is severe. I get it.
How is it impacting on
this? It's impacted because the corresponding effect of the money you spend on some money will go into a different venture to support the economic activities in the system, in maximize productivity and increase the economic well-being of the people.
Production men also. Production men also.
The edition crown say, please. That neck pressing on me meet me be a chair. Oh, the edition crown the good board. PMMC then or the Sikam man crop also to good now. Fragmented market, poorly managed. Omoto good ni we are individuals led by almost foreign partners. Yes, shipping gold ni from anymore, not even properly regulated. Sikana also forex and ebano, forex and emba na can same. How do you manage the exchange rate under this condition? At the same time, people were doing money laundering in the system. So how are you able to manage your city under these circumstances? But upon assumption of office, you are dealing with all these challenges, and there is a central channeler forex ni able to Central Bank of Ghana, the central bank. Our central bank have sufficient dollars. Meanwhile, Sikane find China Gunu. We have stopped it. Are you aware that over the last 4 months, under the leadership of Randiabe as a Kokobo CEO, Dr. Randiabe, sorry, thank you for reminding me. Doc, with all due respect.
On fake you for no.
You see, Dr. Randiabe, approximately $2 billion, because I think $1.8 billion through the cocoa export about minimum, and this is idea about for the first time over the last 3 years under the previous government. And which Tor is making profit in dollars. All these monies are coming to where? Coming to the government.
Tor is making profit.
Tor is making profit.
Since when?
Oh, I think over the last 2 months, Tor have made approximately $2 million or so, but I'll check the figure and get it for you. The oil refinery had made profit.
They might have made some revenue, but if you say profit,
they have made revenue. They have made profit.
Profits.
Yes. They have made profit.
6 months.
In fact, for the first time, over the last 3 years and 8 years and more. So imagine this state institutions beginning say almost like the effect it have on the system. But see, Bibi, obobo companies na omonya omatutu omonyomo bonso. Didi kan me bo mabaso. But the bay ena ya to nyoma me kan say dollar no akosro e o krum ha. Businessman bia be ka say me wo old stock wo ho me ton eno awie ansa na mato me nyoma boom. Da be no ma be ka da. Dollar ni akosro pe no wato nyoma boom. Meanwhile, that old stock na da hono. Ebia okotono na dollar na 5 cedis. Yeah. And the dollar could do 550. Was shooting price to meet the 550, making abnormal profit. And then dollar na ba form. Bibi obi ka che say otu no bo so be bokwa is a lie. You know why? Tell me. So oto onyoma no based on a reduction in price corresponding to the prevailing exchange rate now. You know what that means? So what turn your money we are dollar over ton will be more dollars and yet less. Do you get that? And maybe I can use $100,000. Now can be use $350,000 Ghana cedis. The cost $100,000 because the dollar now back from by 80,000 by 8 no. Me for say 80 cedis no. So 8 cedis per. I am doing the hypothetical you because the number from by 8 cedis to $8 8 cedis to $1 no. So what turn 10,000 if you end up getting sika. Me can say exchange cedi no to the dollar now. You ubenya more dollars or you spend less to get the more dollars. So in other words, you make profit by getting the more dollars out of the profit our profit from the city, and you not run at a loss. So businessman entering Nyoma Boasua, don't put that blame on the government and hiding behind electricity cost. So electricity cost now can. Do you know who did that? Nikuta IMF a report no last agreement entire before they left office. They made it categorically clear saying they were going to increase, how do you call it, fuel prices every quarter. And this agreement,
fuel prices,
utility prices, utilities no. Sorry, fuel on. Utility prices no. or the same
every quarter must be reviewed.
Why did we agree
And
on
it's
that?
you people who signed the agreement and left it.
Why?
IMF deal with government, they don't deal with political parties.
Why? Why did
Please.
you do that?
And the agreement you did and left bind the NDC government. And we have to comply with it until we are out of the IMF program. So you sign that conditionality at work, and you turn around and blame the NDC government.
Then realistically, the Minister of Trade, intimate country business people are depending on electricity so because I buy anti electricity so and your excuse is that IMF conditionality I bind that down in a day so how can the same Minister of Trade turn around to say enema bosswati intimutiti so when electricity bills have not been utility bills have not been
utility bills is a component of production process.
Yes,
it's a component.
Not
overall.
It's a component, a major component.
In fact, it is, but not overall.
No, but I mean, without electricity or raw materials,
electricity plays part in production.
Major part. Without electricity, what can you do?
Electricity plays part in production. However, there are other variable costs that comes together to make production complete. Do you get it?
Yes.
So if the variable cost will strike the balance between the electricity cost and other component,
but you know, electricity is not a variable cost.
What I'm saying,
it is a constant cost.
I am saying that. What I'm saying to you is that I say it's a
Maybe
fixed cost.
Because nipa bakwa be kasa 1 hour there.
Oh, and they say a different conversation.
And tell you what
same NDC for now.
What I'm saying is that even if you want to call it a fixed cost, it is if you want to call it. The fixed cost alone is not the only cost in production, right? The other variables are coming together to complete the production process.
Does it make business sense to you if he says, yante electricity so we cannot expect businesses better or money so does it make business sense to you?
It doesn't make a business sense to me.
Really?
Because electricity is not the only component in the production process. That's the argument I'm making here. And I'm saying that all things being equal, putting the other factors aside, if the exchange rate affect the cost of such component now, it must equally commensurate, right, with the final consumer, no?
Okay.
The demand obey from the market, also the value obey from the market. And it's a share. Now we're striking the balance against the cost of on electricity. Any the cost of other variables are able to make a production a year. Now we're striking the balance now. You must let the final consumer feel that indeed there has been a relief in the system.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
So it cannot be the sole argument.
Only 2 minutes for the Kenoforata matter.
For the Kenoforata issue, for me, what I am very scared about, and it's a personal opinion.
Worried or scared?
Maybe you're scared.
Okay.
A personal opinion. Look, Obienwa is important than anybody in the country. Omampinda da Kufuado. Say investigations about Nessa Young Kochina, we will arrest him and nobody can say fuck about it. You know why? President Mahama, even under Article 60 Clause 4, yeah, now 3 years immunity na kicking in. The immunity are kicking in because the Constitution provides that you can only prosecute a president 3 years after he has left office. After 3 years, don't be for court to be. Mahama was invited to the OSP office after his 6th year after leaving office.
Was it the OSP or Shraj?
The OSP.
Really?
Yes. That was when...
In what matter?
The so-called Airbus issue.
Okay, yeah.
You get it? In other words, none of 3rd year immunity time, but they invited him.
I don't know, Martin. Even with that... ultimately, and prosecuting because he had earned for himself the position of a flag bearer in a major opposition party.
That's not the issue. I am dealing with the constitutional matter here. But
what is not an issue? What is not an issue?
So Mahama is a flag bearer, so he cannot be arrested. Is that the argument?
No, I'm giving you a reference.
No, that reference I will make, what Martin Hamidu said, what was the basis of that argument in the first place?
You should ask him. He
Simply
said that.
because, but the American said, if a new mic kakoi, see him. I brought me before T OSP office. Some senior police officers before resigned from the police service and took up positions in the OSP office.
They didn't have to.
Me say, they resigned from the police service and went and occupied offices there. And that institution is the MP before one go.
Hey, OSP.
I am telling you, the OSP office need a serious reset. Take it from me.
Does that include the special prosecutor himself?
I am saying the OSP office. I haven't come to the head of that institution because okay, the OSP act now. And also the kind it provide a methodology, a procedural approach to remove him from office. But what I'm saying is that
because MPP before you go on, does that include
you have MPP apparatchiks who are there. What I'm scared is the issue of double jeopardy, the principle of double jeopardy.
Where will it arise?
Well, it will arise. It may arise if a defective charges are preferred against Ken Ofori-Atta. Now the local court. Now court, that ends it. No criminal prosecution can be brought against him in any foreseeable future because Reku Bobe escaped justice despite the breach of procurement deals under the Ghana at 50 Secretariat. And even from Basa Okotana Hoye, that was the basis upon which the hook of justice couldn't, pick him.
But
after
the lawyer should have known
the court. So
the lawyer should have known he had appeared before a commission.
The OSP
and therefore
office,
taking him to the High Court is jeopardy.
No,
double jeopardy.
No, it cannot be.
They didn't the lawyers know.
Utie Justice Mafu. Mafu Siang, and then when you that judgment on the bind, what was the base of that judgment? That the Commission of Inquiry has a status as the High Court, and a decision cannot be enforced by the High Court. How can a judge get this kind of judgment?
You may disagree.
But it remains the law. Very preposterous and absurd. But it still remains the law. So for me, whatever way I abandon the Hubert Jimede, they should bring him down.
A life soap na American for their mouth. A life soap any boy for a shop bia any corner shop, provision shop, any malls, your lemon, your coconut, your aloe vera. And I sound so the rose variant. Affordable. A life soup, every man with come. Dia Sudia Herbal Center say and control. Sebra, yadia, kwa enko. Uba yebejo na yahe yadia nama. Enkankane humu yadie. Omuso mwa habembi omo freno ele pepe. Omudugu komua. Ebe diagnose yari nina. Se spirit ena eya. Spirit ni be manifeste. No one can be a yadi nina e free. Almost canna no.
African scan.
Omo labo no. So who yadi how the ele pepe gu komua fast. Spirit ni be fia se no akasa. Inti se yadi na how no so se sunsumu dia ko hu eye dua Sudia Herbal Center. Na omo emboa Kumasefo mo be frɛ ɛyɛ Kumasefo be frɛ 0248427998 Kaswafo mo so mo be frɛ ɛyɛ 0246354747 na mo ni dua Sudia Herbal Center for Edin Komo Masoa Herbal Clinic se men kan for ma omo new fada ma Bombay Washing Bay Tertiary Blow Tantra Hill Kaswa ene ablekuma ono asemo ne se yade ni nyina fabra ono de doctor ni owo no so ono hwe wanimu a wani no ankasa wo science bi a kire yade e koso ni padua bra on fiu no ompe edro emfama fra wo mo ene e wo 0557562988 fifi ya wrap up ni nko
maybe patrol next time no ye eyi sana interview sana ndc no be no ma na tena nchen
adenti
ni nipa na be kan yo be kan nyina
last week me ne Eugene Entry, former Subin MP. Yeah, one-on-one, almost 1.5 hours. Yeah, transfer MP before comments.
Anyway, what we say? They say now, Manibeka say, from 2017 up to 2022, the dollar was around 6 cities.
Yeah.
Now you see, they say 2020. What we say? Ghana Hano until now, until Baumia came.
Yeah.
Now there was no other product that you require in dollars apart from cocoa. Baumia ne 300 bars. So say between the gold accord and in your dollars. Into what every government does is that say, unya budget, you approve budget now, Now they are cooperating with institutions. Now cooperating in dollars. Now they are share economy. So that a 24 per dollar. Now funny say, ya started afino. Now from January na almost 6 months need to be pass the budget. No, 24 so $2 all the same. And you know all case Bank of Ghana print this card. Sika some pay cedis and the quarter $1. A big good system.
So one print cedis per dollar.
That's what they'll do because BBN who would be generate dollar at that time about because BBS Kobiana a year. Private companies ni other multinationals na year or export. But government takasa de kukupe. And unti ne ma dollar ni ko so.
Some be manufacturing, be production.
Ya start, but those things don't take a day. Since ena na be na year kano. Say who company now who year a production or ha. That production now year no. Amount for the substitute eba 10 bia no ba. Ono no ba ni production a year kitwe bi. Until once a wood now you are and 10 be an born here then it was true. Secondly, or can about Kenufuriata.
Now the year mammy now.
I already meet with you.
Okay.
The real fee say Krumha. Your convict you be Emma Jania still. Yen Fanny my
Maslock. Former Maslock CEO said in Atamakulu. What's your
no, you're a criminal. You're a criminal running from justice.
She's been pronounced guilty.
Yes. Can they miss an assembly? Yantutu na no kwadu ono ni dia woman say me ho dodo make akra ntu betimi me zoom cause so person question me inti so person question me let's do the questioning on Zoom. If we do the questioning we finish and you think I'm guilty so you want to come and arrest me you can go to that level what you say because ono fu say be what is here no ni ho dodo no inti ka onye ne sama na now so we declare ni wanted that say you do ho now betimi the number say now the number because ye him say obi ono de ya born ya convicting no ewo America why ono de onko na asem kra o oti ase that obi a sebe afiance na ba be busa de no asem ena ken nso enye se ono nko na ye adwuma okrum ha niama wo kan nyina ma reading the statement no in line with this in line with that amount for ho amenye sure se ono nko na ye nti bibi ni a onso bisa omo ha ni bi na tese what the need na den account but
one of the questions I would like to ask the Attorney General, if I get him, is your U.S. extradition treaty. Was the NDC government activated to bring Sedina Tamakulu to serve jail term or Ghana?
Want to be funny, ma?
After Pominium
I think Ken issue no yen hwe kwan be fa so amanage no say yen bo no kwedu bia dia and ye megidi say sa virtual na o ka no embraso sanke abono kwedu bi dia anke be kan say ne die chinchina anchino yen fa no mbra say asem na epese ye bisa na yehu ebia na files be kra yira ono so no free finance ministry ono no nimba bia o hye ente no special prosecutor betumi yede na akasa ne no so asset president so sesi akra na betumi ayeden ayene sa esanse ani Supreme Court for share wo Fiesta Royal omo sesi akra no omo wo say bailiff no omo ba man for dodge ente yetumi ye no WhatsApp enya tiki one kra na aba ha ente no so eka ho yeah. And so now
is now accepted as an official communication.
Yes, it's official communication. And so believe no balance of say oh you hide and seek. Very true WhatsApp. Yeah. So what is CKB so ba
300 million over.
Yes, I think say ba yen financial economy no. Na economy no and to me engine na nine so. Okay. Yen per situation be a uba school fees that ho no afa e di kwa ko di birthday. Nti no sa ska no ba yen financial economy na city no entumi nya ho den.
Right. Bibi.
Yes sir.
Me the mechanic say
1 minute.
Ghana is on there.
Less than 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute now.
45 seconds.
By what you want okay. Oh, the mechanic say Ghana is in the right hands. And unlike the previous times now abayano a year new Ghana for we are not doing that. President was in the Bono region last week, outlining the projects that are going to take place not too long from now. And all this are aimed at making sure that the lives of Ghanaians are improved. And you see, sometimes you do the first thing first. And if you are unko nkonwa embassy dan mu abra dan you.
Okay.
And he sit down here. Then we will make sure that the right things
Fifi Deka Kasama MPP Amanyoko, Haruna Maleba Kasama NDC, George Afo, General Secretary, Emma Ghana Freedom Party, Main Sumidin, and Bismark Brown, Ubetimi Afremi Bibi, Meda Team Nina, I say up next, happy Kasia Bo, Meda Mekwaku Dibi, Meda Joyce, I say, Meda Abigail, I say, and Meda Jemima, so I say, thanks, ladies, for making today also possible. Prince is taking over.